And hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's session of RNG Presents The Dark Veil.
The Dark Veil. Come on.
Get
Where'd this
out!
voice come from,
Yeah.
Mac? Because it's your favorite now.
I know. It's like everyone's like, oh, listen to my Toad impression. Come on, Mario. What are you doing, you mook?
Yeah.
Did you hear my Aang impression? Come on, Appa. Yip yip. you know.
No,
Anyways.
why is this so annoying? I want to fight this thing. So
You all right?
stupid. No, like freaking Facebook wants to be buttholes.
Oh no.
The forbidden website.
Funny enough, our sponsor tonight is Facebook. No, they're not.
Oh!
That's a joke.
Yeah, Zuck will sue us.
Yeah, that's serious.
I've seen him kick people off all types of things.
Well, I think Twitch and Facebook are separate, right?
Yeah.
Because it's owned by Amazon.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Our sponsor tonight is
Pants.
The buttons you can
You-
trust.
You need them outside? Don't need them inside.
Shorts,
Who knows?
but longer.
Good reference.
Yeah.
Who knows what's happening below this screen?
That's
The world will never know.
okay.
Don't make it weird, Mac.
Don't know if I'm wearing pants or not. That's all I'm saying.
I don't want to know. Don't draw attention to it. Are you getting nervous?
He like slowly starts to stand up.
Are you having fun?
I'm wearing sweats for comfort. That's a personal thing
Wow.
for y'all.
No more announcements.
No more announcements. Let's get right into it, shall we?
Well, other than y'all look really cute, so there we go.
You know what they say, Mackenzie. Thank you.
Wow. Did you
Also, it takes one to know one. You jerk. Get out of here.
Shall we check on where our party is?
Where's our party at?
Where are they? Let's find
Where
them.
they at?
Boo. Oh. 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 Boop, boop, boop. They're right here in the Lake of Timbers.
Brennan, remind me at break and I'll make you a better icon for that.
Oh, sure. All right. When we last left off, our adventurers, having arrived at the Lake of Timbers and seen its struggle, having been afflicted by some terrible blight as a noxious muck burbled and bubbled from within the center of the Lake of Timbers, an artifact had been stolen, one that had been passed down through the Timbers lineage for generations to safeguard the sunk in Sinkstone. As they traveled southbound of the lake, following this strange magical pull to this black and gnarled, disease and malignant tree, it suddenly snatched Eric from the sky as he flew around in reconnaissance, and they did battle with the spirits of the forest. After several rounds of combat, Rondon eventually cut down this malignant tree and revealed inside its trunk the sunken sinkstone, this black stone with this gold writing on it. As Eric beast out, you took to your rest to regain some abilities, and you returned to the Lake of Timbers, whereupon you flew to the center, dropped the stone, and saw the ever rippling effect of its magic purifying the water. having it create this beautiful crystalline kind of blue glow that came from beneath its waters, illuminating the area of the Lake of Timbers, keeping it safe from the malefic effects of the Dark Veil. And as...
He said the name.
And as Dane and Rondon return, Dane attempts to throw Rondon off of him with a flick of the tail, as Rondon grabs onto his tail and throws him further from the shoreline, and there is a twinkle in the sky as Dane disappears from sight. And that is where we pick up tonight's session of RNG Presents The Dark Veil.
The Dark Veil.
The Dark Veil. The Dark Veil was sponsored by Pants.
Pants! I think the one thing that you missed out on, like the opening, is just we got to meet one of my relatives, the most important timber of us all.
Yes. Justin
Timber.
Chicken nuggets.
Brandon, are you high?
No.
Macaroni with the chicken strips.
Oh, okay, so we talked about that like a couple of sessions ago, but I saw the video where it was like a dog and they were like making it talk, and it did that, and it was really funny.
I love it.
Anyways.
Where am I at?
Have you ever seen The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Love it.
I've not. I've heard about it though.
Okay. From the force of the throw, you are soaring through the sky. To some people who might look up to see a dolphin crossing the light of the moon, no one would believe their story. And yet, as you're soaring there, looking above the tree line, you feel the wind against your smooth dolphin form and crash into the branches of a tree.
Weirdly enough, you just hear, "So long and thank you for all the fish."
Yes. You take enough damage to revert to Dane, but none that carries over.
Okay. How far away am I?
Let's see.
Like, should I start walking or should I take an hour to rest and get my wild shapes back? Is my question.
You could walk there. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
The rest of you, Rondon, you are splashing around within the Lake of Timbers itself, and you see Kwansang and Presea also having fun in the water, as well as all of the other gnomes and whatnot. And then,
I think in this moment, I'm going to just go run over to Kwansang. Again, turn it into a giant, pick up Kwansang and just kind of like throw him in a little bit deeper, just for fun.
Okay, gotcha. Do you allow yourself, Kwansang?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, yeah. So he picks you up and he throws you, and you kind of kick off of his hands, and you soar into the water. And whether you want to make a splash or not is up to you.
Yeah, I'll make a big splash.
Okay.
He makes the most gentle, just like little drop.
Yeah.
That'd be so amazing.
Yeah.
It's just that one little droplet thing.
Yeah. All right, and so
then-
you soar and splash, and go ahead.
And I'm just gonna like make a big splash at Presea. Just it's like I got you. I'm not gonna throw you like Kwansang because
You're a girl.
I'm a gentleman and I only throw Kwansang.
All right,
And
so you
Dane.
make splashes, and in your giant form, they become tidal waves that consume the village. No, just kidding.
The whole Lake of Timbers is destroyed. Wide, Rondon.
Yeah. All of this just to kill everyone.
I'm the big bad now.
Yeah. But yeah, she playfully splashes back, and it's after some time that okay, yeah. Dane, you begin to approach the edge of the water in your humanoid form.
Daddy Dane.
Don't. Nope. Please, God, no.
Yeah,
Little bit.
he doesn't have children in this world
Or in any world.
that we know.
Daddy.
Anyway,
I
I survey the merriment.
But I'm also like, I see Dane again. I'm like, coming for you, and just start again charging in my giant form towards Dane to pick him up and then throw him as well.
okay. You see him approaching. What are you doing, Dane?
I want to cast Polymorph.
All right.
On me?
Yep.
All right. So that's a wisdom
Is that
saving throw with advantage.
Because I'm a gnome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good luck, scrub.
Don't you have like a negative wisdom?
I have 0 wisdom,
Okay.
but I rolled a 6, so
Okay, so you're polymorphed.
All right. What do you turn him into?
Into an octopus.
All right. So you're charging up in your giant form, and suddenly you fall from about a 5-foot height, and it just like just a bunch of like flopping noises as you.
how big of an octopus am I?
Probably just
Small.
a meat. There you go, a small one.
Okay, well I'm gonna ink on him then.
Okay.
I'm not in the water.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna still
So
squirt
you-
ink at you.
Yeah. You soil yourself, and you're just like sitting in a puddle of your own ink there, which is quickly purified by the water around you.
Yeah, it's gonna be like splashing out. I'm just like angrily like.
Sure. What the fuck kind of octopus makes
That's-
that noise?
It's my octopus noise.
Isn't that Zoidberg?
Relatively, yeah.
Just based
Give or
on
take.
the stat block, you can't ink cloud again until you finish a short or a long rest. Just so you know.
Jesus, Tyler.
And then I will octopus him again, and I'll kind of like, do you want to try it again?
I'm just like, you son of a bitch. Then I'm gonna really try it at him again, and
All right, I'll cast it again.
Okay. All right, so another wisdom saving throw from you, Rondon.
17.
My DC is 18.
All right, so what?
Bullshit.
An octopus again?
Well, I'm sorry, I'm looking. It's got to be a beast, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna turn him into a quipper, which is a fish. I'm just looking at the find familiar option.
Sure. So it's like I believe it's like a piranha-like fish.
Yep, a tiny little carnivorous fish.
Well, then, once that happens again, I'm just like, oh god. I'm in my head. I'm just like, damn it, dude, not again. And I'm just gonna like try to like do the fish, like just squirt water out of my mouth, just at him.
So the funny
if
thing
that's
is, you can't actually form an actual like coherent thought as this animal. You can
Oh.
feel the frustration, and you know that this happened to you, but the complex thoughts of like, oh dang it, I need to like do this or whatever. It's just instinct. You're just like angry, you know.
And just chomping at the shore, just.
As he's chomping, you threw me into the trees, Rondon. I'm not
I
getting in
don't-
the water with you.
It-
And I'll wait a minute, and I'll.
Okay, I was gonna say, and Rondon lives the rest of his days as a fish in the Lake of
Oh.
Timbers.
Rondon lives the rest of an hour as a fish in the Lake of Timbers.
So,
Not
he's-
true polymorph.
so you snapped him back?
Yeah.
and I'm just like, how many more do you have, Dane?
F around and find out.
As soon as he says that, I go, Rondon, I think he's out. Keep going.
Okay, gonna try again.
All right. I got
God
polymorph.
damn it!
One of these days, I'll, wait, oh, that was one. There's another 17.
That's a failure.
Net 20, bitch. Net 20.
All right, so this time you throw the spell at him, and you can see him. Pieces of his body are like comically like shifting and shrinking down to the form of whatever animal you were gonna be thinking of, and suddenly the spell kind of breaks, and he reaches out and attempts to put his meaty claws up against you. You are no longer giant, by the way, because a minute has passed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm gonna grapple him and throw him into the water.
I'm
Okay.
gonna resist the grapple.
All right, so
We're gonna take all night. Dude.
sure, yeah. So an athletics check from you, Rondon, and then either an acrobatics or athletics from you, Dane.
I'm gonna do athletics and Rondon, based on Brandon's homebrew stuff. We both have advantage
That's
on
a
this.
save. Yeah, sorry, I accidentally rolled a save. So, strength roll.
I turn to Persea and I say, "These two are really fools."
You look at her and she's eating chicken nuggets, and she's like, just let him have it.
All right, what'd you roll, Dane?
What'd you roll, Rondon?
I rolled a 15.
I came out with an 18. 16 plus 2 for athletics. But you rolled with advantage, right?
Yeah, I rolled with advantage. My other one was a natural one, so
Ooh, hey, buddy. So you
at least you got that out of the way.
Yeah. I definitely push back.
I was like, okay, whatever, Dane. I'm gonna go enjoy my time in the water while you go mope on the shore.
I holler and I go, don't give in to him, Rondon. You can do it."
That's all I needed. One thing, I go back
cast
again.
Wall of fire.
Oh shit! This
I hit my
will
fire
burn.
rune and I put.
Chains on it.
I punched in and hit my rune. It's like, no, we're gonna do this. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna actually attack.
All right.
That's
Uldred
my
comes out of
point.
nowhere and like grabs Dane. No, I'm just kidding. Pushes him in the water too.
Oh no.
Come on, Dane. The water's fine. All right. So, after a few moments of merriment, Rondon, you actually see that your parents actually begin to approach the edge of the lake as the commotion from within the village has drawn their attention. And you can see that both of their faces suddenly light up in happiness, and they begin to rush towards the edge of the lake, and they make eye contact with you, and they rush over to you, and you are once again embraced in this wonderful grasp of love.
Just like, Mama, Papa, I did it. We did it. We did it.
We did it. Hooray.
We did it.
Lo hicimos.
Oh. Muy bien. Muy bien.
Son, that's wonderful. I'm so happy, but more so I'm just proud of who you've become and what wonderful capabilities you hold inside yourself. And Donron looks to the rest of you and he says, "Thank you. I know that my son has wonderful friends, and I'm happy that you're along with him for his journey."
Honestly, I'd be nowhere without them. I mean, I know that in the Lake of Timbers, us Timbers have done a lot of good, but I think we would be nowhere without the company that we bring along the way, the company we make, the family that we create.
Rondon, that's a nice sentiment, but you were someone before most of us were even born. That got way more Scottish than I anticipated.
Well, Dane, again, it's just who's always around you, you know. I don't feel like someone, but I feel like someone with you guys. But also, I I met one of our relatives, our great relatives, a relative, Justin. He was under the water greeting me.
It was only a matter of time before he appeared before you. Every Timbers has had an encounter with Justin.
Really? Even you?
Even me.
Wow.
It's a rite of passage. It's the true kind of milestone that will mark your journey. Your destiny is greater than this lake, Rondon. It'll take you places you never even knew existed. And you will forge a destiny that is, well, yours for the choosing.
That sounds tight as hell. Also,
So
if it wasn't for
fucking tight.
Grandpappy's. And I dap him up, just, what up?
Yeah. Yeah. A couple of like the villagers around you are like,
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man.
they're all fresh as hell. They're all wearing like their what are those like
Hit
those
Vipers.
like those jackets or whatever that say like Supreme on them or whatever the hell it is. Oh, my
Ripping
We are
mad
wizards.
clouds, just
Oh man! Just like quick
Wow.
side, like I always see like those videos on Facebook where they edit like Dragon Ball Z clips to like have them wearing that type of clothes, and I always lose my
sure.
shit. It's so fucking funny.
Streetwear.
Yeah. Anyways,
with an awesome like. Also, I wouldn't have gotten a whole lot of far. I mean, we've gotten there, but honestly, Grandpappy's axe kind of really helped too. So, where's Grandpappy resting nowadays? Because I feel like I need to pay him some respect for, well, having an excellent axe too to pass down.
well, excuse me.
Yeah.
I had like a burp coming that wouldn't come out, and I was just like, Your grandpappy can be found to the southeast of the lake, under a big old oak tree.
Yeah. Oh, what a place to rest. Plenty of shade. A lot of comfort.
Well, there's a whole lot of shade in the world right now.
Oh shit, you're right. I forgot. Yeah. Well, I was Quan's like, stop it. Well, yeah, Poppy. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but I'm talking about those summer days where the sun just beats down on you, and you just need a little break, and nice little tree brings you that comfort.
I understand. Well,
But
where does your journey take you now?
well, we're gonna go to the southeast real quick, and then we're gonna head north because, well, we just wanted to come by and visit for a little bit, but we got a little sidetracked, a little side mission, if you will.
Save the day quick.
Yeah, no biggie. But yeah, we're gonna head north. We gotta chase after this old crotchety spider. So she's kind of trying to ruin the world.
There wasn't a carriage pulled by some sort of many-legged insect creature Was there in the last few days?
I remember something like that. Ulnor sends all kinds of missives and trade to the larger towns around here, but I did notice this one was particularly in more of a hurry. Now, from here, I suspect that they were heading north as well, as you can't cross the Cluid River from this side. You have to go around to New Banning where the bridge is.
That's good to know. Do you know how long ago that was?
Let's see here. It would have been about 2 days ago, something like that.
How far to New Benning?
New Banning is just northeast of Berkshire, so you'll have to go around.
Well,
I'm just wondering, you lot, if we head straight north, we can... Oh, no, we have a mega carriage.
remember that time we bought an entire house on wheels?
Unless you have some magic that can get you across the river, you're gonna have to go to the bridge.
I have water walking.
It doesn't really work for carriages.
It'll work for everything else.
We are not leaving our dope carriage.
How heavy is the carriage?
Hey, MTV, this is my crib.
Pretty damn heavy.
Is it heavier than 1,000 pounds?
Most definitely. It's made out of like fortified metals and wood.
Is it heavier than a Rondon can handle?
It's actually 1,003 pounds.
Ah, rats.
Fucking Drew.
Dave's gonna sit down for a minute and start thinking about all the spells he's ever learned.
Okay.
He's gonna let the conversation go without it for a short bit.
Well, I guess in the meantime, like,
What
because
if
we
we
probably
pull
need.
him off the carriage?
It has to be a creature.
I know.
I guess, do we want to long rest in the Lake Timbers, just kind of like regain some of our abilities and any kind of health that may have been depleted too much? Or do we want
Bring
to
a
get
bunch of spells messing with you.
Yep.
Carriage. You guys want to see what it looks like? It's in the chat.
So, I guess I'll say, like, well, if you guys want to go back
I couldn't open
to
it.
the Timbers abode, I'm just gonna go take a little trip to where Grandpappy's resting.
Would you
Just
like to
a-
go alone?
I wouldn't mind company, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
I'll
You
come
just-
with.
You can also just enjoy, like, all you want. Got some nice folk here.
I'll have time with them once we get back.
All right. Quan sang. Wow, my mind just farted on.
But not on me, I'll tell you that.
Who's our other member that my mind is just blanking on?
You're talking about like
There you go.
your whole party, or you're talking about like the rider LK or the driver LK?
I was trying to think of Priscilla. For some reason, her name just escaped me.
Oh, gotcha.
It's like
Rondon's like,
so-
I want to date Priscilla so bad. What's her name again?
So it's like Quan sang Priscilla. Again, the offer still stands. You can either head back to Timbers abode and rest there, or if you want to come with me, you can. Feel free to choose.
She places her hand on your shoulder, and kind of tightens her grip, and she says, I know you guys won't get far without me.
That's pretty fair. I mean,
She smirks at
Dane,
you.
Dane almost did kill me. I'm just like, look at Dane.
She says as like she keeps shooting everyone. Oops.
Why did you move in front of me? All right. Well, I just kind of just reach back to grab her hand on. I'm like, I appreciate that. And give her like a little gentle squeeze. We would be awfully lost without you, Stan. Appreciate you the most. Dang your eyes at Dane, just like
Yeah, she does say, all jokes aside, I'm very fortunate to have found you all.
yeah.
Yes, you are.
I don't want to
quit
speak
slacking,
to you,
then.
but- Shoots an arrow right at him.
Oops. It slipped. I do have. I can prepare control water, which can redirect the flow of moving water for like 10 minutes.
So should we all just take a swim thing that we can breathe underwater?
So it could work. The river in some places is, I mean, like 30 feet deep, but if you had the ability to like combine magics, you could do it. You could like move the water to like stop flowing in a certain place, but it's like it's not a perfect like, oh, now I could just walk across the riverbank. There's like
Right.
deeper parts of the river.
Right.
And I'm telling you this because you would know, because you've experienced it before.
It's a cube up to 100 feet on any side,
Mm-hmm.
which would include 100 feet deep.
Right, but it doesn't flatten like a non-flat surface.
Like the carriage would still have to.
Yeah, exactly.
We come up with that.
All right. Well,
Okay.
let's start strolling over there. I don't mind the walk, unless we wanted to take the carriage, but I don't know which way
to you.
would be fast. I'd like to make a day out of it. Just like along the way, just kind of just talking with like just the locals, just kind of like giving like a walk by, like catch up, just like, hey, how we doing? How we doing? I'm missing your face. It's been crazy. Just continue walking by, just greeting
Take
the
some
locals.
hands, kiss some babies.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that approach you, and you're.
Shake
I
some
mean,
babies, kiss
there's
some
like
hands.
maybe like
Oh God.
400 people in this village. Like everyone knows each other, right? Like, and so you recognize a lot of people, and word starts getting around, and they all thank you, and the smog begins to dissipate. The trees become a little more lively, and you can see that everyone's taking their turn, like going into the lake, and you can see that they feel a little bit more rejuvenated as doing so, and eventually you end up leaving the village itself, and you're heading towards Grandpappy's tree.
Yeah.
All right. So then, as you begin to exit the lake, you notice that as you're leaving, let's see here. It's not quite time for the moon to come down, but by the time you get to the tree, it will have been, or it will be.
Which direction is the tree?
Southeast.
Southeast.
Got it. So not on the way out of town.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. It's just a little diversion.
So you could either rest right now, take like a long rest and kind of wait for, the moon to come back up. Or you guys could travel in darkness. It's up to you.
I mean, I wouldn't mind taking a little rest by Grandpappy's tree.
Yeah, let's do it.
Make a little camp and I guess like once we make up camp, I just have a little moment with Grandpappy tree.
All right. So then you start to head out of town. It takes you a couple of hours to kind of walk around the edge of the lake and then get to the southeast, and then you do see this very impressive oak tree before you. And at this point, as you arrive, the moon is starting to kind of set, and the light of it begins to slowly fade. But you can see this massive tree in front of you, and like I had described before, Rhonda, you always knew that the southern part of Primaris, for some reason, had much larger trees than the higher, or towards the center of Primaris. And it was never really known why. But as you begin to approach this tree, you can see that there are there is what is very obviously a grave there, and it's got a stone on it that has very intricate scrawling on it that says timbers on it. And on the side of the tree, you can see that there are many what look like nicks, almost as if the first strike of an axe, but it looks like there are a lot of them all throughout the tree. Some kind of marking, maybe it's a lineage of some kind.
I guess, could I guess do a history check to if I understand the history of
Sure.
the,
Yeah, go
the
ahead.
markings?
And this is specifically dealing with your history, so I'll give you advantage on it.
Okay. Cool. Ooh. Let's see if I can roll a natural 20. I rolled a natural 20.
Wow.
I got to pee so bad. Hurry up, I want to hear.
All right.
Just pull up the stream
Oh,
while you release your stream.
yeah, let me mute this.
Yes, we know. All
I
right.
appreciate the effort.
Yeah. Just yeah, so as you kind of search your mind, you know this to be not just a place of burial for Grandpappy, or as you would know him, Don Timbers. But this is a family burial site. And while Grandpappy is the most visible to you, you can see that not too far off from the tree itself, there are multiple graves there of your ancestors that have lived throughout the ages. And the tree itself kind of marks a rite of passage to nick the side of that tree in the name of the Timbers.
Yeah. I'm just kind of rub my hands along the nicks and someday I'll be able to make my mark on it. And then just kind of talk to Grandpappy, and then just kind of the rest of the Timber family, just and this is so strange. I feel like I'm talking to no one, but also everyone at the same time. But I honestly wouldn't be here without every single one of you. And I'm grateful that I get to hold this name, Timbers, and Grandpappy, that I get to hold your ex like you did. I gotta help us out. in a dark moment. I'm glad that I was able to do it. I also want to thank my friends for being there to help me out too. I mean, I can only hope that you had friends as great as these ones, as powerful and strong and brave, and just kind of like, again, just rub my hand along the tree, just like, thank you.
And as you place your hand on the tree, there is this kind of dull yellowish glow that comes from Grandpappy's axe. And it begins to kind of rattle at your hip where it's holstered.
I guess I grab it and just like, are you trying to tell me to leave my mark, or what are you trying to tell me, Grandpappy? And insight check on that, of like, is it pulling me towards like the tree itself, or
Yeah.
Oh, so that's just something I know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, today's the day, I guess, and I make my swing.
Go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
All right,
I'll give you advantage.
All right, well, I think it'll be hard for me to balls this one up. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
You know what happens when you say crap like that?
I know. I rolled a 5 and a 2, so 14.
That's enough to hit the tree. You rear back Grandpappy's axe, and you slam the axe into the side of the tree in a space not yet taken. And as you do, the axe buries itself within the side of the tree. And for a moment, there doesn't seem to be anything that happens. But there are these flashes in your mind. This kind of glimpse of the ages. And there is almost like a glow that surrounds every tree in this forest with this dull golden light, and it brings you a little closer to your heritage, your people. You look down at the axe that's stuck in the tree, and you can see this kind of yellowish energy pulling from the tree itself and going into the axe, and the axe begins to morph, changing from Grandpappy's axe. It grows larger, more refined, a little more intricate. As you can see that the blade itself is actually held together by all of these like tendril-like roots that wrap around it. And you can see that everything about it becomes stronger and larger. And you can feel this certain kinship with this axe that represents the lineage of the Timbers and everything that your family stands for. And you can add timber into your inventory.
No way. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh man. I'm so excited about this. I guess before I just add, I'm just gonna do, the role play. Excuse me. So as I see this all happening, I'm just like, Grandpappy, what have you been hiding from us? Wow. And I'm just kind of just leaning down towards the rocks. It's like, did Dad know? Did Dad know about this? Wait, you can't answer me. I'm rude. Sorry of me. Wow, Grandpappy. Timbers. Thank you all. And I just pull it out of the tree and like, again, just I'm gonna just give the tree a big hug. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm so excited. It's like, I just can't believe this. Oh, my family's so cool. And I'm just gonna run back to the group and be like, guys, look, this is Grandpappy's axe. This Grandpappy was hiding this.
What was he
Can you
like?
believe it? Oh man. Well, if you think my pappy's cool, my daddy, man, Don was the coolest. He had his demeanor was cooler than a spring breeze. I'll tell you what. I mean, it would take a hurricane and a half to get this man all riled up, but he's seen a lot of hard times, but he knew how to pull the timbers through it. He knew how to pull the town, the whole lake through. And if I could be half as good as that man, I think I'd be on the right path.
What did he look like?
Like any other gnome. What kind of question is this, Dane?
What did he have?
I
Brown
mean,
hair? Did he have more
you
facial hair than normal? Did he have horns?
well, he did have more of a beard than I did. I mean, I guess this is just more for style for me, but I mean, he was one to carry a big old beard. I mean, he just looked like any other gnome, like me, daddy, mama, just like a Timbers.
I hate you.
I
I love this character. I hate you for doing this because I don't know how. I'm like, Quantzing
Well,
is
I mean-
like, I guess he believes it. Like,
I mean, his one defiant feature is like he did have one blue eye, one green eye, but I mean that was really cool. But outside of that, like another gnome.
he was a two-headed Cyclops dog. Like,
Sounds like
Yeah.
a good man.
The best.
And it sounds like he's giving you his blessing.
I guess so. Maybe I'm on the right path. I'm hoping so. Again, can't stress this enough. I'm glad to have you guys right by me.
We're glad to have you.
Man, I wish Belle was here. She would love this. We'll have to send a raven to her, or a bird, or some messenger. You know what? We got the diary.
We
Just-
do. Once Eric's feeling himself again, he's not. Been,
Once he appears back from the ethereal plane.
right.
you're right. Bale probably would love this. She was born from a tree. You just chopped into.
Never mind. We shouldn't tell her that. Wait, does she know what I do outside of adventuring?
I probably
Oh, God.
wouldn't tell her.
She's like, "What's a lumberjack?" It's a good question, Bale.
Bale, stop asking questions.
I can't do it until we've slept and I've prepared the spell, but I can send a raven, literally.
Yeah, well, let's sleep on it.
All right. And so you're taking a long rest here, is that right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Hi, Captain.
All right. So then.
Real quick, Brando.
Yep.
Did you say the weapons was called Timbers?
Timber.
Singular.
Timber. Aha. Thank you. We may continue.
All right. So. You all take to rest. I should ask if anyone's taking a watch first.
I'll go first because I'm very excited about my new axe that I'm just gonna be looking it up and down all day, all night, or rather all night.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Alrighty. Right. I think my perception's zero. Yeah, my perception is 0. So 17 on the die.
Nice. All right. So as the rest of you take to rest, Rondon, you begin to kind of test out your new weapon. It's fairly large, and you can tell that it is very powerful as well. Kind of feeling the weight of it with your current strength, you're able to wield it in one hand. Normally, this would be a two-handed weapon, but you are strong enough to be able to wield a two-handed weapon in one hand, given your guns. There is this kind of latent power within it that lets you know that this weapon, while already very strong, has the possibility of getting stronger as you grow. It's something that will stay with you for a very long time. And you're not sure if it is because of the site that you are resting in, but there are no signs of danger. Nothing that catches your eye. A few forest animals kind of wander by, and you can see deer, with their majestic antlers walking by, kind of catching your eye. And being a forest gnome, they don't really see you as like a threat, and so they've grown to become more comfortable around your kind. Mm-hmm. But your watch finishes without issue.
And just kind of like a brief aside, did you draw the artwork for Timber?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say it's really dope, and I love it.
I don't want to see that.
So
I'm gonna add it to my inventory as well.
Okay.
I will see if I can't pull it up on my phone while we go through the watches. And I'll wake up Dane. Be like, all right, buddy, it's your turn. I'm gonna try and get some sleep.
I really like the imagination of like everyone sleeping and Rondon like, oh wow, this is so great. And every so often we hear thwack.
It's like
it's so balanced. Thwack.
Just kind of like tossing it up, just catching it, and like just hear the whirring of it.
Yeah, get some rest.
I'm gonna try. I mean, I'm really excited, but I'll try.
Do you want some help going to sleep?
No, I'm good. Thanks, Dane.
All right. I'll ask.
All right.
All right.
Dane, make a perception check for me as you start
All right.
your watch.
You rule that that counts as a short rest. At that point, yeah, with my wild shape of recharge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'm going to take my watch as an owl.
See it?
I do. It's nice.
I wish you could zoom in on it. Yeah.
So keen hearing and sight with advantage.
Yep.
Thank you. All right, that is a 24.
24, all right. So you begin your watch as an owl, and there were many critters of the night that kind of pass through the area. Regular woodland animals, some more like monstrous creatures that you've encountered before.
Mm-hmm.
particularly like the purple, like what were they called? The
Ettercaps?
ettercaps. That's right. Yeah. But they don't seem to disturb you. You swear that you can hear what sounds like these kind of like low whispers. They don't seem to be malicious, but it appears as though something that Velen said a long time ago kind of rings within your mind, that the forest speaks to those who listen. And you catch nothing but mere whispers at this point.
Can I listen closer?
Not with that roll, I'm sorry.
Hey. All right. I will file that information away,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to do anything else on my watch. I'm just going to watch.
All right. Eventually, your watch comes to a close as nothing else seems to happen. Eventually, you wake Kwanseng up as you... Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll wake Kwanseng up and not Pasea. And I'll kind of just, as I'm fluttering down in owl form, like expand, and I'll land gently, like kneeling next to Kwanseng. I'll shake him a bit. Just kind of lightly on the shoulder. Kwanseng, grab the eye, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'll wake up and do my watch.
And as I'm walking past, I'll kind of give Pickles a quick scratch right over here on the cheek.
I think Pickles would have stayed with the carriage, or with the timbers.
I'll give Kwanseng a quick scratch right here.
Okay.
Wake up, Kwanseng.
Perfect.
All right. Kwanseng, go ahead and make your perception check for me.
25.
25. All right.
29.
29. You take to your watch, and most of the time you end up passing your watch, practicing your forms, kind of staying lithe. Recalling the paths you've traveled and practicing your adept languages. Kind of twirling your staff. There is a moment during your watch that you begin to hear this like booming in the distance.
Which direction?
It seems more northward.
Does it feel like it's getting closer, or just...
No, just this thundering boom, as if some storm is brewing to the north.
How far away are we from completing our rest?
Not terribly long, but it is at this point that when you hear the boom, there is, let's see, a slow kind of trickle that comes from the sky. Little pitter-patter of rain begins to come. And soon enough, this very light rain turns into a downpour. As you all are close to finishing your rest, you are suddenly jolted awake from the pouring rain cold against your skin.
Kind of having experienced something similar to this before, I'm going to tell everybody, I'm going to say, try and find some shelter under the trees. And then I'm going to hop up into a tree and kind of climb towards the top of it.
Try and find shelter under the tree.
You do what now? I'm sorry, one thing.
I'm going to climb to the top of a tree nearby.
Okay. The trees here, I mean, they can reach over 30 to 40 feet high.
Yep.
So you begin to climb. I'll say, to begin climbing, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Okay. Oh, thank God. I have a -1. I rolled a 19. 18.
Okay, so it's a little harder for you to just straight up climb than to use different things around you to like jump across. But you begin to climb the very base of the tree where there are no branches, nothing else that you could cling onto, and you eventually make it to the lower branches of the tree, which give you a little more opportunity to easily climb up. And so as you begin to scurry up, the branches themselves are thick with leaves and foliage. Some are, like evergreens, and so it's kind of hard to like look
Sure.
past all of the little needles and whatnot. But you end up climbing and climbing and climbing until you reach the top of one of the trees, and you can see before you like the different spires, the different points of different trees off in the distance. Some round, pointed, and whatnot. But it gives you a better vantage point. However, the rain does obscure some sight as it is kind of washing in
Right.
front of your face and whatnot. But you hold the eye, and at this point, the moon hasn't risen quite yet.
Okay. I want to wrap one of my legs around the tree so to give myself support, and then I am going to hold please. I'm going to use thunderclap and kind of boom back the same pattern that I was hearing.
Okay, yeah. So you clap your hands and create this audible boom sound that seems to move the trees and the leaves away from that position. You kind of shake loose a couple of pine needles, and it resonates. The rest of you who are trying to sleep hear this boom not too far, and you kind of like...
Run done with his axe, Quan Sing with his thunder.
Oh, wait, was I being loud?
Per se, are you gonna shoot me when it's your watch?
She's just standing over you with an arrow pointed right at you.
she's like dead 5 feet away from you.
That was
Just ripping my shirt. No!
With like tongue out, like all of her limbs, like, okay, never mind.
Yikes.
Okay,
dark.
yeah. All right, so you clap your hands and create this boom sound, and from the distance, you can see that in the sky, these kind of roiling clouds, gray and dark. You can see flashes of lightning and thunder echoing from them. And as the lightning flashes, you can see the silhouette of a vague serpentine form just miles away in the sky.
I go, oh wow, wow, wow. Oh wow, wow, wow.
Is that thunder?
And then I holler down, thunder! Oh wow. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody pick
See,
up on?
You are struck from the... No, I'm just kidding.
See, in my head, I had Imagine Dragons, so I was like, thunder, thunder,
Oh,
do, lightning and the thunder.
I had this strange dream. I was caught in the middle of a railroad track,
And I'm just like, oh man, I couldn't believe my eyes. I thought I was imagining dragons.
I say, look round, Dane. There's no turning back.
Aren't you talking to your god or something?
I climb back up the tree.
Okay.
I clap at it again, though.
All right. So the boom resonates. And once again, the cloud itself responds with a boom, and the thunder that frames the clouds around it, and you can hear this high-pitched like screech come from it.
I cannot do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and let out one of the biggest claps I can. Just like rear back and just crush it.
Gotcha. Go ahead and just give me a... I'll say this is a wisdom check.
Okay. Natural 20.
Hey!
Get it, buddy.
I'm rolling fire tonight. Let's freaking go.
Those dice are hot.
They hot. I rolled a natural 1 last night, so I was due for a 20 tonight.
It's bound to happen.
I just like hot potatoed my dice for a bit and lost it.
Potatoes sound good.
All right.
Dice sound delicious.
You bring your hands together as this time the force behind this is multiplied. And what ends up happening is as you clap your hands, the top of the tree breaks and splinters. As this booming sound sends it scattering in all different directions, leaving you hanging in the air for just a moment as time almost seems to slow. And there is this nearly deafening boom that comes from the north.
Perfect timing.
You suddenly lose control of your body as you begin to free fall.
I guess as I see Kwansang falling, I'm gonna do my best to try to catch him.
You don't see Kwansang falling. You
I
are
don't see
taking
him.
a long rest.
I thought his booming woke us up.
No. Not
Okay.
unless you were actively waking up. It would have been just like a
I'm-
nuisance, like a shit.
Well,
Kwansang being loud again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Notoriously loud Kwansang.
Plus he is much further from you, from where you are.
Okay, fair enough. Kwansang, free fall, please.
buddy.
You're
I
not the
have
Flash, Rondon.
I have slow fall.
Well, don't test me. I might.
You lose control of your body, Kwansang, as you begin to fall.
And then as I'm falling, I let one more clap out.
There is this kind of flash that happens in your mind that, while the images are vague, there appears to be a message being sent to you.
Stop clapping, you idiot.
Yeah. Catch yourself.
Right.
The first image as the boom hits is one of this place you've never seen before. It's a very large structure, a very fortified location, old and decayed. The second image, everything, it looks like it's in black and white, of what looks like some kind of an anvil or a forge of some kind. And the next image that comes is a strange mechanism that it makes no sense, but it looks as though a room is built around it with some kind of strange orb in the center that connects to different kinds of machinery. And there's a couple of empty slots within this orb. You're not exactly sure what it all means. And the last image that you see is one of a spider. And suddenly you regain control of your body as you spin to land safely on the ground with your slow fall.
Yep.
The pieces of tree and like all of the pine needles and whatnot kind of fall around you as the rain kind of washes away any other debris.
Well, I think it's time for everybody to get up, and I start to walk back to camp.
Okay. You begin to approach the small clearing where the big oak tree stands, and at this point, by the time that he gets back, the rest of you complete your rest. I'll say you can mark off a long rest, everyone.
All right. Is it still like raining?
It is still raining, yes. Though, and the moon, while it has risen, is still obscured from the cloud cover.
Sure.
So, while the veil is lifted, you would still have about as much light as you would on a cloudy, rainy night.
Sure.
But at the very least, your normal lights will work for the time being.
Right. One thing, were you arguing with the storm last night?
Anymore, I argue with every storm.
Did you win? Are you winning, son?
As for now, yes. I think Halos, the Wind Serpent, paid me a visit. And he gave me a couple visions. Nothing specific. Old fortress, anvil, room with an orb. Things that we'll probably see along our adventures, I assume. But the last vision he gave me was of a spider. I can only assume has something to do with Projekt.
If I had to guess, we may have seen where Projekt is headed.
Could be our fort.
I suppose we'll find out when we see them.
Are you all rested? Feeling well?
I'm feeling all right. I mean, a little noisy, but I'll get awake.
Persea says, it's a bit chilly, but I think I'll be okay.
Wow, what a bitch.
I need an umbrella. No.
Every time she talks, we're like, nobody asked you. Stop.
Hey.
And just Rondon just like,
I just will never forget that time freaking Rondon goes, Bail, stop talking.
Oof.
That was
It was funny in the moment, but
Yeah. He was also lashing out because he still missed Pip. She died like 2 days prior.
rip.
Rip.
Rip and Pip.
Rondon, I'd like to ask you something, and don't feel any obligation to oblige, but or
Say no
agree.
more. Alright, doing it.
Would you mind if I took an acorn from this tree?
You know, I don't think Grandpappy would mind. And I just kind of like knock the tree to kind of shake Acorn loose.
Okay. The branches grab
God.
down to all of you. No, just gonna, just like bum,
13 for initiative.
Yeah. You can find
I have
any
bad
number
news.
of acorns around the tree.
I have bad news.
Is it raining?
Seeing Dane grab that acorn just reminded me that I left that pot of sludge back at the last place we had camp.
I think it'll be fine.
I remember you mentioned the farther it gets from the tree that it loses its potency. Hopefully,
Yeah,
it's
hopefully.
just sludge.
Hopefully. Thank God that pan can't come to life, and then all of a sudden you see a pan running behind us with a
Just-
knife.
Oh shit! Just like little like stick arms and legs, like.
You just hear the tinks on the rocks. Just tink, 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 tink,
No,
tink.
here's the question.
No, it's a cast iron. And it's like rusting.
With the handle and the pan, is the handle facing down or facing up?
What are you
Like,
talking
do the arms and legs come out of the handle, and then
Oh.
the thing is its head?
I was like, I've never seen a pan with a handle facing up.
No, like
I'm
if
following that.
if it's upright, you know,
Oh, I'm following, yeah.
or do all the arms and legs come out of the actual like cooking surface, and then the handle's just kind of sticking off in a random direction?
I thought of the pan handle more like a tail. And that it was
Oh.
like, moving on all fours.
It's,
Okay.
it's quadrupedal. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's like a dog.
Cooking surface upright or facing down?
Let's move on from this.
If I was to wear pants.
How would it put its pants on? That's funny.
Well, as I'm preparing spells, I want to ask you folks. Oh, that reminds me, I need to get the one before I forget. Velen taught me how to control water to some extent, so I would be able to part the river for a brief time. But I don't know what the terrain, carved by the river would look like if I were to do that. Otherwise, I can conjure an elemental spirit from the river itself that could perhaps carry the cart across. If everything else, I can get everything else walking across the surface of the river, but it would carry just the cart to get us there. What do you think would be more successful?
Well, we could see if it can. If the elemental can carry us, the cart across.
Well, here's the problem. I can't do both.
I was just about to ask, do both need concentration?
They both need concentration, and I only have the one, whatever the in-game term for spell slot is.
Magical power reserve.
I can only cast
Energy.
that caliber of spell once.
There you go.
I can
What
do
are
one or
options?
the other.
What are our options? Elemental or
What do we do?
Or parting the river to like Moses it and walk
Got
across
it.
that way. Or I can do water walk on up to 10 creatures, which would cover our horses and all of us, I think.
I guess with Brandon, with me and Dane's combined knowledge of like the area, where we know like kind of a rough guess of what the bottom of the river would be like. I mean, I can only imagine we've transported stuff on top of the river to kind of like, if it's heavy enough, they'll bottom out, etc.
I mean, the river sometimes can get, I mean, as wide as like probably like 30 to 50 feet wide, like. But the bottom of the river itself, I mean, it could be rocky or muddy, you know. It's not going to be like a smooth like surface. So getting the cart across is possible, but there would have to be some sort of maneuvering a way to actually make that feasible.
Looking at it, I guess the control water is 4th level and the conjure elemental is 5th level. But they do both require concentration, so I can't do both at the same time.
Let's see if we can Moses this across. Find a nice kind of a shorter distance area between the river. See if we can't push and pull the cart across.
If we want to do whoever Moses is, if we want to do what he did,
Moses, from New Banning.
Oh, right.
He's very good at separating the water.
His cousin has a beet farm, yeah?
Yeah, Long John Silver's.
That's the one.
Thank you, Kwanzaa. You must have been New Banning before. I didn't know.
I was kidding. That was your grandpappy's friend, right? Don Timbers and Long John Silver's.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Say, if we do the parting of the river route, I can, instead of... I would not be able to do the Conjure Elemental also, because I do only have 1 5th level spell slot. But I could do Transmute Rock, which would turn mud into solid stone.
That'd work.
But it won't change, like, the feature. It'll just solidify it in a 40-foot cube.
How long do those last for you?
The Transmute Rock, once I do it, it lasts until someone comes along and says, hey, I'm going to dispel that magic. Controlling the water lasts for up to 10 minutes, but I got to concentrate.
50 feet in 10 minutes, that wouldn't be bad. We should be able to do it in less, realistically. But
I would say so.
It'd be a skill challenge, but those would make the challenge a little easier.
Sure.
Sure. I think that's a good idea. We can
That
try
will
it.
be the most of my magical abilities until...
That'll save
until
you
the rest
a
begin.
long, like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like a couple days travel, honestly.
And that will give us an edge on Kretchik.
We probably will catch up to her.
We can hope. All right, I'm going to prepare Transmute Rock and Control Water, and I'm not going to prepare Contra Elemental.
Break.
Break.
All right. So, what is the plan,
Back to
guys?
the village. We've got to get our transport of people.
Yep.
Yep. Get our people, go to the river, let Dane do his Daney thing. Hope that we don't get swallowed up and spit out at the mouth of a different spot.
Is the hope. Aye.
I doubt we'd die, but it would hurt.
Aye, it would.
I really like our cart.
It is pretty fancy. I do like laying on the top of it too. Just get to see the open sky.
I am looking at one more spell quick. But the plan is to go collect our stuff from the village.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So then you take... Let's see.
I guess would our stuff be at the timber abode then?
Yes.
Okay.
So you move one space up, which takes you about 2 hours.
Yeah. And before we leave, and I'm just gonna again talk with my pappy. Just like just kind of walking like we decided to make camp at the tree. Something special happened there, pappy.
Now, hold on just a minute here. We're not there yet.
No, hurry up, Brandon, hurry.
Hurry.
I'm ready to role play.
I do have one question if you're not focused on something else, Brandon.
I am, but ask away.
Is there anything specific I should put in my inventory for that acorn?
You can just put Timber's acorn. Where the heck? Hold on, like usually... Sorry guys, the calendar's being really weird. Oh, here we go. Alright, 1, 2. Alright, so you move there, that's 2 hours. Moving here, that's another 2 hours of travel.
Okay.
And then moving to the house here would just be like a 30-minute. Alright, so eventually, without any hassle, over the course of about 4.5 hours of travel, you have now reached the Timber's abode. You begin to approach the large wooden carved house. It is still raining, and so while the sludge and whatnot have been purged from the area, the ground is now, normally wet as the fertile soil beneath your feet kind of cakes on your boots, and you begin to approach the house, Rondon, as you hurriedly rush in through the door. There you meet your poppy.
Wait, pappy. We visited the tree last night, and we visited Grandpappy's grave in the Timbers tree, and something special happened.
He looks at you expectantly.
Yeah, Grandpappy's axe glue, and I made my mark, and I just hold it out and like, look, Grandpappy's axe.
So you've received the blessing then.
I guess so.
And he just kneels down and embraces you, and there's while it's a loving hug, you can tell that there's a kind of sadness to the hug, that you're leaving for what might be a long time.
And so I just kind of just squeeze a little bit tighter and like, don't worry, I'll be back. It's inevitable.
Just don't forget about your pappy, all right?
Oh, could never forget about you. You leave a mighty impression. These guys won't even stop talking about you. Would you believe it?
And your mother comes up to you and she says, "Just make sure you're eating right, okay, son?"
Well, we'll eat what we can catch.
And she goes in for a hug as well and kind of strokes your hair and holds you in tight as the rest of you are gathering your people and your possessions and getting the cart ready. Yes, one thing.
Mrs. Timbers, Rondon is not asking. Could we raid your cupboards before we leave?
Quite saying that's. Well, I guess if he says it, yeah.
Mrs. Timbers, do you have any? Rondon, is it bacon?
And she chuckles to herself and she says, "Follow me." And she leads you to what is essentially like a storage room where there is just plentiful food that has been, preserved correctly, and there are just like cloths and kind of like bags that absorb moisture in there to keep everything a little bit, kept for a longer period of time. And so, from this point, I'll say that you guys get enough food that, I mean, it could last you for a while now. Like, I would say maybe a week's worth of food and ingredients is just here.
Perfect. Thank you, Mrs. Timbers.
Of course. I mean, if you all are going on a dangerous journey, you need to be well fed and kept your energy up.
You're right, Mama. Yeah, you always look out for us, and can never thank you enough.
Just please be safe. Promise me.
As safe as we can do. But you know us Timbers, we always like to put our neck on the line and give them an extra inch.
Just come home one day.
Well, Blake's always draws us in.
She just smiles at you as you begin taking the food from the kind of storage closet, and like I said, you gather your people.
Just have her bag just shoving loads of food. It's like, do you need?
Yes, Dane.
So I want to approach Mrs. Timbers, and just kind of quietly, I guess to both of them if they're nearby each other. Thank you for letting us take him with us. Between Presea and Kwanseng and I, we are collectively quite skilled at healing, so we'll make sure that he comes home in as few pieces as possible.
Preferably one.
Thank you. I'm thankful he has such good friends.
I'm thankful he was raised so well.
And that he got his good looks from you. Obviously. And I wink.
And he strokes his minotaur beard, just kind of like, he took the compliment. He's like, I'll take it.
I'm just imagining like someone just leaning like, yo, is Rhino adopted?
I honestly considered it just now, but I'm not going to. I will just hold out a hand to shake their hands in turn.
Okay, perfect. Yep. They don't shake your hands. They bring you in for a hug because they're those kind of people.
All right, I'll hug them back. Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you.
All right, and so as everyone kind of prepares for the journey ahead, you take your leave from the Timbers abode, giving one last hug between the three of you, Rondon, and Alcaeus readies the horses as you usher Caligas and Pickles into the carriage and whatnot. Luckily, there's like a little roof above where he sits to kind of shield him from the rain. And so you begin your journey out of the Lake of Timbers, heading northward to the nearest part of the river, if I am assuming correctly.
Yeah. So
All
as we're leaving, I'm just kind of just like waving and just kind of just like just holding back tears because like
It's the rain. Ugh.
yeah, it's like don't worry, the rain's just kidding my ass, guys. It just really hurts.
As he says this, I go, Rondon, we're inside the carriage.
I know, and it's so weird. but this is genuinely like the second time where Rondon had to say goodbye to his village
Ever.
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, he's always visited other places, but like he was never always out for this long. So it's just,
Which raises the question: like, you went into Berkshire one day for a job, and then you just didn't come home for 6 months.
yeah, yep. And this one's
No
just
word. No messengers. Just go to chop down a tree. Silence.
Yeah. But this time it's like now he's knowingly going away.
Right.
It's like, oh, yeah, gotta say goodbye, but gotta face danger. So there's always a little heart in the Lake of Timbers from Rondon.
Right.
Stupid rain.
All right, so as you leave the lake and begin to head northward toward the Clwyd River, and technically this would lead you guys kind of close to the falls, where you had encountered Antorian's cave so long ago. And so, as you continue northward bound, you watch the village disappear from sight as you have somberly kind of look forward to the next part of your adventure, as you kind of hear the whispers of the lyrics of Bye 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 kind of slowly echoing behind you. And that's where we'll take our break.
Helen once told me the forest speaks to those who will listen.
It's tearing up my heart, Rondon.
All right, we'll take our break here.
Gucci?
And we will return at, what do you guys think?
40.
40? Cool. All right, so we shall return to see what the Clwyd River holds in store, to see how much time you guys can make up to get to Fort Varus.
While we're on the break, don't forget about pants.
Pants, yes.
Either you're wearing them or you're not. That's how it works.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
All right, we shall return. And welcome back. We have returned from break.
Oh, that was on the stream. Anyways,
What was on the stream?
when we were counting down, it was like 3, 2, 1.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, everyone. That was just for the group.
Back.
All right, so we have returned.
Hello.
Some of us changed more than others.
Huh?
It's me. I'm
With
left-handed
awkward-
now.
Yeah. So, with the Lake of Timbers, the village disappearing behind you, you continue your trek toward the nearest crossing point within the Clwyd River. Let's go ahead and move you guys up here.
I need to check a range on a spell really quickly, but
Mm-hmm.
water breathing within 30 feet. If I'm like in the carriage, is everybody within 30 feet of me?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to ritual cast water breathing.
Gotcha. This journey will take you about 2.5 hours, so that's plenty of time.
Yeah. And water breathing lasts 24, so I have no problem like doing that now.
Mhm.
And I'll do water walk once we get closer.
Gotcha. All right. So at this point, you traveling through the forest. There is no direct path here, so the cart is, actually this would have taken twice as long because of that. So let's count for that, shall we? All right. So diverging from the path. The cart has been moving for about 5 hours to try to get to this point. You have spent most of the night, or the moonlit night, traveling. And you have about 3.5 hours left of moonlight.
And we're like coming up on the river.
Yes. At this point, you've reached that location. As you reach a break within the tree line, you can now see the flow of the Clwyd River. It is still raining. And the river, like I said, in some places it's 30 to 40 or 30 to 50 feet wide. This pretty continuous stream. No animals nearby, and the visibility is low at this point.
All right. So for starters, dark vision on Kwansing.
All right. Kwansing, you have dark vision now.
For 8 hours. Well, I probably would have done it earlier. Whatever. I'm marking it off now. I'm going to take 10 minutes to ritual cast Water Walk.
Okay.
I don't have to mark that off because it's ritual casting. So I'll take 10 minutes to do that.
Gotcha. And it's not a concentration either?
Water Walk and water breathing are both not concentration.
Perfect.
I checked that as I was formulating how this could work.
Awesome. All right, so everyone gets water breathing. Everyone gets water walking.
Which water walk includes like mud, it says in the description.
Awesome.
Which is cool, but it doesn't help the cart. So I'm gonna do. Is everyone ready?
We have to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop out of the cart just to kind of like prepare to help push if need be.
Okay. Caligast exits the cart and says, "I'll meet you all on the other side." And you can see that he just floats over the river.
Man, that must be nice.
Perfect.
Perfection.
Okay. So what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to part the river so that we have a path across.
What'd you say, Dan? I can't hear you from back here.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to part the river so we have a path across.
You're gonna fart the river? That doesn't make any sense, Dane.
I can't hear you from across the river, Dane. Caligast joins in.
I'm gonna walk back in. I'm gonna walk back inside. I'm like, okay, let me just fix this. Well, now, what are you gonna say, Dane?
I'm going to part the river so that we have a path across.
That makes more sense.
Is there a child screaming?
I think
Like-
it's the sound in the rain. Like
Oh.
it's supposed to be like a jungle sound, I think.
Got it.
Oh no,
Got
that's a car alarm.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
cool.
Fun. Remember that time that your neighbors were like murdering each other outside your window?
Yeah, they never found the body. I'm just kidding. They didn't escalate that far.
That we know of.
That we know.
of. And then once we have a path, I guess I do want to find a spot that is narrower.
Sure. Make a survival check for me.
Okay. +5.
Can I give him? Can I give him help action?
Are you
Seeing I know
proficient
the
in
area-
survival?
Let me double check. Survival is. I am proficient in survival. Yeah.
Then go ahead.
Nice.
All right. That's much
Let me know if you
better.
guys can still hear that. You can?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, though.
I rolled a 5 and then a 14, so 19 total for survival.
Okay, gotcha. So taking the time with
Taking the
Rondon
advantage.
aiding you, you do find a part where the river is a little thinner, and I'll say with that, you find a 30-foot wide gap in the river.
Perfect. All right. I'm going to look to everybody here. I'm going to look to Alcaeus. Everyone ready? Everyone good?
Let's do it, Dane, and then I'm going to re-hop back out of the cart and to help give it a push if need be.
Kwanseng and Pickles, it might be And Presea, if you can, it might help to calm the horses.
I'll try my best.
I have no idea how to talk to horses.
Oh, just like you talk to anything else.
Okay.
I mean, you talk with Pickles all this whole time. I mean, what's the difference?
I look to Pickles and I say, "Can you talk to horses?"
He whispers in your ear and he says, I think they think that we're idiots or something. Yes, we'll talk to the horses, of course. And he's like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Thank you, Pickles. I knew you were always the good one.
All right.
I really like Pickles. This is gonna be so much fun. I haven't really got to roleplay with him yet, and you best believe it's gonna be a hoot.
Hoot nanny. Alright, so, start us off, Dane. What are you doing?
If everyone's ready, I'm going to cast Control Water.
Okay.
Mark off that spell slot for 4th level. Specifically Part Water, which creates a trench in the area.
Perfect. So, the skill challenge begins as you cast the spell, focusing on the energy, the druidic magic. As you extend your hands, the water seems to almost like float upwards and create this space in between that reveals unfortunate fish that seem to have been caught up in the spell, a riverbed that it has rocks, but is also composed of like mud and other kind of like algae and moss and all that kind of stuff. And at this point, the skill challenge begins. So you have 10 minutes to do this. What are you doing now?
I think immediately after I guess with my next action, I will cast Transmute Rock.
Okay, is that also concentration or no?
No, it's not concentration. It's an instantaneous, and then it lasts until dispelled.
Okay, so you begin to cast the spell. All of the mud and loose dirt that was... I think this might be a little too extreme.
I was gonna say, like, what? Man, this is gonna get real fucked if
Yeah.
all of a sudden a frog comes right back out.
Yeah. There we go. This one's a little more...
It's those frog creatures. That would suck.
It is. It'll. Any creatures in the rock have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Sure.
So if there's any like riverbed dwelling frogs and stuff, sorry.
You can instantly see that a lot of wildlife is suddenly encased in stone as it kind of molds around their forms. Unfortunate as it may be, it serves your purpose at the moment as the riverbed is now solidified in this 40-foot cube to allow the cart to pass.
All right, and so I guess I'm assuming we're gonna just start going across, see if how the cart handles are. Can we tell like how craggy the bottom of the river will be?
Absolutely, it is going to be very difficult. The slope down to the river isn't exactly, at some point it meets where the water would meet, but then there's like a drop. So at this point, it will need some help to make sure that the carriage doesn't topple and the horses don't fall over. So at this point, as the carriage begins to move a little forward, what are you guys doing to aid this?
I will get into my giant's might, and so I'm going to quickly mark that off.
Okay.
And then I'll get in front of the cart to kind of just like help aid the horses down, and then the cart down as well.
Okay. Yes, Tyler.
My giant foot.
I had one idea that I forgot about until after we started.
Well, we're doing this now.
Okay. Yep.
Can it still work?
Afterwards.
Well, I was gonna pass the ring of telekinesis to Quan Sing.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's far too late for that right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so as the horses begin to go down, you can see them kind of beginning to struggle to kind of make this steep kind of descent. At this point, Presea is going to attempt to calm them and kind of guide them a little more. So here we go. Okay, that's good. So the horses, while kind of bound by the cart itself, are kind of tripping along the rock in this steep kind of descent. But Presea is talking to them and calming them. And as Rondon, go ahead and make an athletics check. You do have advantage on this because you are a giant. Or rather, your giant's might allows this.
Yeah. So let's roll that. 29.
29. With this, you actually end up picking the cart up, like on the
Sorry, that is off of a natural 22.
Okay,
as well.
yeah. So you end up picking up like one side of the cart that's going down to kind of help guide it. You don't pick up the entire cart, but one of the sides of the cart you manage to elevate to make the descent a little easier, so that it doesn't just like topple forward and then kind of hit itself on the way down. And so with that, the carriage does kind of rock and kind of impact the bottom, but it's not as hard as it would have been if it wasn't for that roll. And so now the carriage is at the bottom of the river and kind of moving and rocking steadily as it begins to progress across this chasm that you've created. At this point,
I can only assume a minute has passed at this point, so I shrink back down to my normal size.
gotcha. All right. And then Kwanseng, are you contributing to this?
Yeah. So, I was thinking about like just like I guess it probably would be more animal handling, but I do have some animal handling as well. Like acrobatics, I was just going to be kind of jumping towards the front, like where the horses are, and trying to keep them all in a straight line, and just using like I said, acrobatics to be maneuvering all through there.
Gotcha. So let's see. So this would help more so your movement than the horses. If you're trying to guide them, this would be animal handling, but you could use your perception to spot possible dips in the rock to guide them like a little better that way.
Sure. Okay.
Kind of be like, no, don't step over here, move over here this way.
24.
24. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so there are a couple of places where the I guess it'd be a rock bed now has a bunch of divots and just jutting out different kind of rocks and differently shaped terrain, and so you end up talking with Presea and telling her, no, don't move them this way. This way has a much more difficult terrain, and so you steer the horses in a different direction. With all of you working in tandem, the horses reach the other side of the river, and so at this point, Rondon, it is up to you to be able to pull the carriage up above the steep slope from the inside of the bed.
Yep. So I'm gonna.
Yes, Dane.
Again, just yeah.
Sorry, can I chime in with one more spell?
Mm-hmm.
Over at the other edge of the riverbank, I guess I'm not sure how far the drop is into like where the water is. I know it's like it reaches, you said, like up to 30 feet in the middle.
Right. So imagine like a slope that kind of gradually descends where the water would normally meet the edge, and then it kind of just drops like that.
How far is that drop? I mean, it doesn't drop straight down to 30 feet.
No, but it's like it's also not perfectly sloped either.
Right.
So I mean,
I want to use stone shape to try to make that more gradual.
Oh, okay.
But it's only a 5-foot section.
Gotcha.
5 feet in any direction.
I'll say yes. This will help.
Okay.
So I'll just have you roll a wisdom check for me.
Okay. Just straight wisdom, no advantage or anything?
Exactly.
Okay.
Natural one. All right. So you begin to stone shape, and it doesn't have the desired effect that you want. So at the very end here, Rondon, it's up to you.
Yeah. So as we're ascending, right?
Right. Yep.
All right. So as we're
there is the slope that is a very difficult slope, as it kind of it's uneven and slightly steep in some places. So moving both the horses and the cart of this size will be pretty difficult. So it's all up to you.
Yeah. So I'll again get back into my giant form and start pushing from the back, and I'm gonna yell from Kwanseng or to Kwanseng, like, "Hey, can I get some air assistance?" Or sorry, can I get some air assistance back here? You know, see if he can't help push the cart forward with his air lacing techniques.
Sure. Maybe.
What you got, Kwanseng?
I have my mighty leap, which I was thinking about, just bursting into it. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Would you allow me to do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna charge up and I'm gonna get on the back next to Rondon, and I'm gonna dig my feet in and I'm gonna just blast as much air as I can behind me and try to push.
Okay, so for this, Rondon, go ahead and make your strength check with advantage, and I'll say that you can add Kwanseng's wisdom modifier to this.
All right.
Okay.
And what's your wisdom modifier?
+3.
+3. All right. So all right, let's roll this baby. Oh, 28 plus 3, 31.
Jeez.
All right, and so both of you working in tandem, Rondon, your muscles swell as you begin to lift the cart up. It weighs, a ton essentially, and so you end up pushing and pushing and pushing. And Kwanseng, as you kind of like twist your legs into the ground, this this aura of swirling wave of wind energy begins to swirl around you, and then you buffer your shoulder and you leap forward to the cart, and it's just enough to push it up against over this rock, and so the cart begins to move, and it kind of loosens some of the rock below it, and the cart makes it over, and the horses are galloping trying to get over this ridge, but you successfully manage to push the cart to the other side as at this point the spell is near its end, Dane, for the control water, and at this point, as the horses have crossed to the other side and everyone is over safely, the water suddenly fills the space once more and creates this wonderful splash of water as the rain kind of continues to fall all around you, successfully passing this skill challenge as you have now crossed the river and saved yourself what could have been, an extra day or two of travel.
That's insane.
And as we just cross, I just feel that, just oh, thank God, and just kind of start shrinking down as crawling behind it. It was oh, turned to Kwanseng oh, thank you so much. That was so tough.
Hey,
that was.
Next time we should take time and build a bridge.
Yeah, if they always say build bridges, but I think we need to build a literal bridge over here. Dude, we'll put that on the list of things to do once we, take care of all of this. Just out of breath. I think that was the toughest thing I had to do in a very long time.
Yeah, just shrinking back to your gnomish size, you kind of fall against the wheel of the cart and feel the rain around you. And while the giant smite does give you, the ability to perform these, feats of strength, you just lifted like a mega carriage that weighs probably a good ton or so, and your muscles feel a little sore.
It's I'm gonna have to rest for a little bit. just let me can I sleep here? Can I sleep right here? Just as the rain just calming down, it's
I would hate to lose any time we just gained against Projekt, but this might be a good time to stop for the night. That was quite a feat for all of you.
We could rest while we're in the carriage.
Then the horses don't get to rest. I guess you said you can speak to horses, yeah? Can you ask them if they're okay going on?
Me?
Or was it Pickles was the one who said he can talk to
Yes,
horses?
let me check with them. And Quan saying there's like a wink that he goes in your direction, and you can hear him go. They say they're fine.
Pickles is literally a smart ass.
I look to them and I see it's kosher. He is kind of a horse himself.
Kwansang, what's kosher?
You know, like pickles.
But the
Okay. Well, you got me there.
With my 19 passive insight, do I realize that Pickles is full of it?
Most definitely.
Okay. Then if we can get a couple more hours in, perhaps we can... perhaps if Kretchik had 2 days on us, I think we just close that gap.
We'll go until we know they're tired for sure, and then rest.
Aye.
I would give them
will-
a short rest here.
I will cast Aura of Vitality at 3rd level.
Okay.
So every round for a minute, I can give 2d6 hit points, but for flavor, it's more just rejuvenating and bolstering and vitality, if you'll allow.
For
usage.
the sake of travel for the horses, this won't extend their travel distance. Right now,
I'm not looking for anything mechanical. Just
Oh, sure. Okay then. Yeah,
for flavor.
For flavor.
I'll burn the spell slot for flavor.
Gotcha. So it does make them feel a little better.
Okay.
They're like, ooh.
They start talking.
Yeah.
And for Rondon's aching muscles and etc.
It's like Bengay cream, just like, oh, thanks, Dane. Oh,
Right.
feels great.
And I could fly, scout the area for Kretchik. Otherwise, we're just hoping to run into her, yeah?
Pretty much.
Wherever you feel is necessary, Dane.
Yeah, I'll while we have daylight left, I'll use another wild shape to which I'm trying to think. Last time I used wild shape was before we started.
Let's see. You used it when you were on watch, but then you completed your long rest.
Okay, so I have both my wild shape charges at the moment.
Yes.
Okay. Then yes, I will have I ever seen a giant owl or just a regular owl?
Just a regular, yeah.
Okay. Not just a regular owl. Something dark, not terrible visible against the sky.
Sure. Visibility is low because it is still raining, so that does give you some cover.
Right. And do I remember were there lights on her carriage? Lanterns or anything?
Yes,
From
absolutely.
from when I was scrying? Okay.
Yep.
So I'll just fly for until the veil falls again and I don't have anything beyond 120 feet. I'll fly like above where we're at and be scanning a larger area looking for those lights off that carriage.
Gotcha. You go ahead and give me a perception check. This would normally be with disadvantage because of the rain, but I think your owl has enhanced sight.
Yeah, keen hearing and sight. So just a straight roll.
Just a straight roll. Yep.
Okay. Plus 9. Hey, that's an 18, so 27.
27. All right. So,
Hell yeah.
now that you are all on, I should probably move you guys. Here we go. Now that you guys are on the other side of the river, as you fly high in the sky, kind of scouting the area, you can see, miles and miles of tree line. You can see the Peregrine Peaks to the northeast of you, and then to the direct east of you, you can actually see where the landscape turns into the Serpent Hills, which you are very familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
The distance, however, here is so incredibly vast that spotting something like this is nearly impossible. Nothing in your immediate area gives you the signal that anything is traveling around you, just from the proximity. So you have no idea at the moment.
Okay. Can I kind of go a little farther afield? Cover a larger area.
How far are you traveling? This will take hours to move outside of your current hex.
I guess I'm clarifying, not just like, I'm not saying right above the cart.
Mhm.
I'll kind of take, so like, I don't know, a half-mile radius around it
Sure.
to kind of circle and then circle back down.
Gotcha. So, much of the same result. You don't actually see any lights that would lead you to believe that Kretschik would be nearby. You do, however, see that off in the distance there is a creature so large that even at its distance, you can see it very clearly. This large winged form that you had once encountered, kind of stalking its hunting grounds within the Serpent Hills.
I will make sure to avoid that.
Let's see. And then at the moment from this distance as well, you would be able to see the falls to the northeast as well. Just from your high vantage point, the perception. But nothing beyond that.
Okay. Cool. That's what I wanted. Thank you.
Perfect. All right.
If
So,
you guys want to do anything down below, that was probably, 4 hours left of moonlight?
I'm pretty sure I'm just like laying on like the top floor, just sprawled out, laying on my back. It's like, oh dear God, I'm so sore.
Yeah, I'll just relax and take it all in.
all right. So, eventually, the time passes as the moon sets and the veil descends once again. Completely covering everything around in complete darkness.
As the darkness is setting in, I will have returned to the carriage before I lose sight of it.
Okay, perfect.
And I'll take first watch.
All right. And I assume you guys have, parked the carriage somewhere? And
Yeah.
It's kind of set up for the night.
okay.
Yeah, unhook the horses.
Okay,
Give them feed.
gotcha. Alcaeus also takes to rest within the carriage.
Yeah.
All right. And so as you guys begin to take to your rest, I will have a perception check from you, Dane.
Okay. Would I still have time in my owl form?
How many hours can you stay?
4.
in 4,
4 hours per charge.
then you'd have about an hour left of it.
Okay.
Or no,
and I'll kind of
about half an hour left of it.
okay. So yeah, I'll start my watch in owl form, kind of keep an eye out, and then if I have any inkling that like, hey, I really need to be looking out, I'll burn another wild shape to stay in it.
Gotcha. All right. So for the last half hour, go ahead and give me a perception check with your owl form.
Okay, still with straight roll.
Yep.
Cancel each other out.
Exactly.
13.
Gotcha. There's a lot of rain, and it's very difficult to see. With the camp that you guys have set up, you guys have taken cover under some trees here. But for the most part, if you don't want to get soaked, you kind of have to hang in the doorway of the carriage itself. Nothing that you can really spot at this time. And then, as soon as the 30 minutes are up, go ahead and give me a perception check as your Dane form.
And this will be with disadvantage.
Yep.
Okay. That one's actually better. 19.
Okay. So as you revert back to your normal self, keeping a lookout, it is, pitch black outside. And the only reason that you can even see right now is because you have the gifts granted to you by Seraphina. Scanning the area, there is a slight twinkle in the sky of some kind of dark purple that only lasts as long as for you to notice it, and then it disappears.
Is it the same purple that we see around Eric?
Go ahead and just, I would say, make an Arcana check.
Okay. 11.
You have no idea.
Okay. I'll ponder on it for a while, and then I will kind of, as nothing's really catching my attention, like that I'm looking for, I kind of want to zone out and listen to the forest.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check then, just with sound.
Okay, is it still disadvantaged because of the rain?
I'll say for the purpose that you're making this roll, no.
Okay. Oh, crap. It's a natural 20. I wanted to show you, but my freaking... can you see that?
I think
it's
so.
like the skull splitter logo.
Oh, okay.
So that's a 29 total. That
All right.
is... I'm so excited about
That's
that.
very pog right there.
That
That's
is
super pog. One could say that is pog champ. I don't actually know what that means, so...
It's just like an expression of great surprise, like, but in like a positive way. It's like, what?
Sure.
You know.
That makes up for the one on the stone shape. Or the wisdom check pertaining to the stone shape.
Mm-hmm. Pull this out quick.
I don't know. For some
Use
reason,
me while I whip this out.
you know, I'm not going to complete my thought because it's dumb.
So as you listen, closing your eyes, focusing on Velen's words, the forest speaks to those who listen. And kind of channeling that druidic magic, the whispers come into your ear, indiscernible. You begin to pick them apart, kind of moving pieces in your mind's eye away, and kind of finding and singling out a single voice, as there are hundreds of them. And while this is the first time that you're experiencing this, it's strange because it feels a little nostalgic. But the voice reaches into your mind and says, "She knows you're following her. Beware." They're planning to ambush you.
We gotta ambush an ambush.
And that's all they say.
I'll try to speak back. Can you give me any direction where to find her?
There's a breeze that passes by and just leads you to the northeast.
Thank you. Eric isn't he's not even like background present. He's just gone, right?
He's like an unlocked character, just like a black silhouette.
Okay.
With like a question mark.
Sure.
I'm gonna leave him a sticky note.
Because I don't have. Oh, I do. I do have detect magic. Okay. He has it for free, but I can prepare it in the morning. Okay. Cool. If that is about timed to the end of my watch.
Yep.
I will wake up Kwon Seng again.
My turn.
I figured if we wake up Rundown last, he'll make us breakfast again.
Smart.
All right. So then,
And I will pass on, Kretchik, I believe, is planning to ambush us. Just keep an eye out and holler if anything happens. And then I'll go to rest.
all right. You take your rest as Quan saying now it is your turn. Go ahead and make a perception check for me. Yeah, this is with disadvantage because of the rain.
Me?
Yes, I said Quan saying.
I was so lost. I'm like, I licked my bowl. I was like looking around. Okay,
It's your watch, man. I woke you up.
I
Yeah.
remember that now, but I just zoned out. I was like, okay, licking my bowl.
I thought you were like rolling or something. I was like,
No.
or preparing something. I was like, all right, let's wait. Let's see what he does.
23 to perception.
Okay, you did it with disadvantage.
Oh no. Oh, that's 23. So
Okay, all right, awesome. So your watch, as you look out into the wilderness around you, hearing the rain clatter against the iron and wood of the cart. Thankfully, there are no happenings, and your watch goes unimpeded.
okay.
Who would you like to wake up next?
Dane.
Dane, wake up again. You need you out here.
I'll wake up Persea, actually.
Okay, gotcha. All right, and she will take to her watch as you all fall asleep. Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
I think it was like, oh shoot, like the really high roll.
Hopefully.
Some time passes. You all are sleeping, and eventually, Rondon, you're woken up.
And just you hear, oh, sorry. Wow, kind of spooked me.
Hey, it's time for your watch.
Okay, let me get the sleep out of my eyes. Is it still raining now?
It seems to have calmed down a bit. Not as strong, but yes.
Okay. Thank you, Persea. Thank you. Yep, Persea. Sorry, my eyes need to adjust a little bit. So just kind of waking up. I'm like,
She hands you a decanter.
yeah. Oh, thank you. Water in here? Yeah. Okay, thank you. All right. I keep turning away. I need to put on my pants. Sorry.
She turns away.
Thank you.
awkwardly.
Thank you. This I like sleeping with my pants off. It's not weird. It's normal. Anyway,
All right.
and I guess just to kind of like get my head in the kind of the watch mindset, I'm just kind of like attuning myself to the rune, or not the rune, the kind of rain around me. Just kind of enact my storm rune, just getting really the feel of it, and just kind of getting that heightened sense within it.
All right, gotcha. So, as it comes to your turn, go ahead and make a perception check. It is with disadvantage still. It is still raining, though it is not as strong.
Yeah, but because I enacted my storm rune, it's with advantage, so neutralizing it.
Okay, perfect.
All right, let's see what this guy can bring me. 16 on the die.
For a total of?
16.
Okay. All right.
Which is why I invoked the storm rune.
All right. So, as you take to your watch, you look out into the expanse of the forest. And currently, the Dark Veil has descended, but I believe that you could borrow the Eye of Aragoth from Kwansing.
Just pulling it off his person, just slowly, not to wake him up.
Yeah. You can just take it. You're good.
No, I'm just gonna make it weird, just pulling it.
So I always figure for watch cycles like this, it's just kind of passed from person to person,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
if that's agreeable.
fine.
As you're looking out into the expanse of the forest, something catches your eye kind of towards the back of the cart. Almost like a shadow that just moves and disappears. You don't catch any kind of form, but the rain around you falls, and it might have been a trick of the eye. You're not quite sure.
That seems a little fishy. Well, I hope it's not. And I guess like towards the end of my watch, I want to just kind of like take a step out, like the cart, and pop up my kitchen to kind of prepare breakfast for everyone.
All right, so you find a suitable space, and you throw your I think it's your ceramic cube, and you utter the phrase, and it expands, and it creates this beautiful regal kitchen with all kinds of utensils and cooking facilities and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And you begin to cook. And are you just making a regular meal, or are you making a magical meal?
Let me see what I have in my inventory if I have anything for kind of magical stuff. Okay, I still have 2 of my sea leaf to kind of make a. Yeah, I can make a magical meal.
Okay, awesome. So, you take to cooking for the next hour. Go ahead and mark off your seep leaf. And eventually, all of you wake up, smelling the wonderful smells of... What did you make, Rondon?
Yeah, I just kind of made a morning hash because Singh asked about bacon, and I mean I always take a good bag of potatoes on the road with us, so fry up some bacon and then fry up some potatoes along with that, and of course incorporate the seep leaf and some onions, and garlic, and all the fresh herbs. Smell real nice.
Awesome.
Appreciate that.
Awesome. So then all of you kind of rush out of the carriage and into the kitchen where the small little dining area is, and over the course of an hour, you consume this magical meal. And thus, go ahead and roll. Let's see. This is with what creature meat did you use, Rondon, or did you just use? You just used like
bacon.
Gotcha. So then it would be 2d4.
All right. So roll it on. So 2d4. I got 2 3s, so 6.
All right. So everyone is up 6 hit points to their maximum.
That's a max HP modifier.
That's correct.
And we did finish a long rest, so I can swap out my spells.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
You love to see it.
I love to see it.
All right. So, the magical meal is consumed, and your bellies are full, and you feel a little heartier at this point. What is your next move?
As we're finishing up eating, I'm going to start ritual casting Detect Magic.
All right. So, over the course of the next 10 minutes, unless anyone else has anything else to do, the Detect Magic goes off, and suddenly you feel this strange detection aura around you, kind of giving you a sense of any kinds of magics within 30 feet of you. And so, as you create this spell, very obviously you can tell that there are pieces of magic around you in the form of your weapons, your armor, Rondon's kitchen. But something that you didn't know as you cast the spell is there is this ping on one of the back wheels of the carriage.
Can I see it without approaching it?
So you round the corner of the cart and kind of go to the side where that ping is leading you. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Again, without approaching it. I'm trying to see it without... Okay, just to be clear. Straight roll, disadvantage.
Straight roll. Yep. You're close enough to it that it doesn't obscure your sight, or that rather, the rain doesn't obscure your sight.
That's what I was hoping. 23.
23. As you approach, well, not approach, but you approach the side of the cart so you can take a better look at it. You begin to look, and this magically created gold and black spider is attached to one of the spoked wheels.
I will kind of take a step back to where I've got Kwanseng in sight.
Mm-hmm.
And using Mind Link, and I'll establish the connection back. Kwanseng, we've got, I think, something watching us.
Doesn't seem new for us.
There's a spider. It's unnatural, it's magic. I don't know where it came from. But the forest told me, as crazy as that sounds, that Projekt is planning an ambush. What do you think we should do with it?
Well, if we kill it, they'll run. Or, they'll know we know. I think we let it ride. And plan our attack.
I guess that brings up a point. Could I have, like, trying to be casual about it? Oh, I'm just looking around. Da 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 da.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Gotta do our daily inspection.
Not
That would have
just
been
like-
something that you needed to call, unfortunately.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. All right, then we let it ride and hope that we see them before they get to us. Yeah.
Think so. What side was it on, Brandon?
It's the back left wheel.
So, I guess are we still in the magical kitchen / dining area?
It's still out, but Dane and Kwanseng have left it.
Okay, so that I'm not even aware of this conversation.
Right, yeah. Presea, Pickles, even Calagast is there. Alcaeus is there as well. So they're kind of, talking amongst themselves as you're like...
Kind of cleaning up my mess.
Sure, yeah. Just,
Yeah.
cleaning the dishes and like... you look back to the table and see them all enjoying and talking amongst themselves, and there's like that heartwarming feeling where like, oh my god, they like my food, like.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's exactly what I was thinking too. Is like, I'm glad. I'm always so glad that they all love it, and just kind of just like scrubbing out my pan. Just brings a tear to my eye. But
So what's
I
the
guess-
next move? Go ahead.
I don't want to speak meta, but in my head, just like, you guys want to scry back?
I don't have it prepared.
Yeah, that's fair.
I should have. That would make sense.
Tyler. Oh my god.
We just start shaking Eric's like question mark, like, wake up, Eric, we need you.
Yeah, Mike,
Tyler's-
if you're watching, text us and tell us if you want to scry.
That's so funny.
Yeah, just do it.
I don't think he's watching.
He said he was going to try to tune in. You never know.
Maybe.
It's always funny when your cheaty comes out, Tyler.
Yeah, thanks. I'm glad that someone enjoys it.
It's really
because,
funny.
I don't.
You just like say it silly. That would have been something good to prepare. It's like
I spent the entirety of their watches like making a list, like unprepare this, unprepare this. I don't need this. Do this. This could come in handy. Didn't even think about trying to get an eye on Projekt.
That's okay. All right. So pressing
We're just
forward.
We're just gonna die.
I'll say, one thing, it may be worth asking Calagast as our steward and much more learned.
Ask
Is
you
that-
what? What do you
About
want?
like the spider, as I'm like, hey, What do you think? Maybe
Sure.
get a third opinion.
Hey, Caligast. There's a spider.
So you bring him out of Rondon's instant kitchen as he was eating.
Right? He could just stay in here. Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, don't make any eye contact, Caligast, but there is a spider on the
joke.
back. Oh God. There's a spider on the back left of your carriage and our carriage that you drive. Listen, I just need to know. Seems like it might be a spy for crazy.
Just to clarify, Caligast doesn't drive the carriage, Alcaeus does.
Oh, that's right. Caligast is the,
The beholder.
beholder. Yeah. So on our way.
This is so awkward.
What, you were
I
gonna
gotta
ask
look
the
back in.
driver about the magic spider?
Well, the reason I was going to do it is because he's an insect, right? So I was like, okay,
That's
I guess that makes sense.
Dear God.
Are you guys serious?
Oh my god.
What you know about spiders?
No, I think the reason he was asking is because Caligast is a master of the arcane.
Yeah, that makes sense now. But I was definitely thinking of the rider. I was like, okay, bug guy.
Also, again, just sorry for being meta. Do we even know that it can they can listen in on us because of the spider?
You have no idea. All you see is a black and gold spider affixed to the spoked wheel of your carriage. That is all you know.
I know that it pinged my magic, my detect magic.
That is correct, yes. It is magical as well, so you know that much. But
And
any other
I-
kind of magical insights are unaware to you.
I am very familiar with familiars because I can make them.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go on.
Caligas, you don't drive our car, but I need you to know that there is a spider it's black and gold, and it's on the back of our cart. Dane seems to think that maybe it's tracking us. What do you think?
Well, let's take a look. And so the two of you kind of go over to the side of the cart.
I kind of squat down next to it, and I was like, I guess being conspicuous is not an option anymore because you're a giant blob of meat, and we're just in front of this.
You're a blob of meat.
I think we're all blobs of meat.
I just poked my head out the door. Is Kwansang being racist again?
What?
So he goes close to it. And says, "This is indeed a point of scrying and other kind of divination. They are more than likely aware that we are peering at it at this moment, but given that it hasn't moved, means that they either don't care or wouldn't make a difference."
So I lean in and I go, "Hey, Kretchik, we're coming for you," and I splatter it.
All right. Go ahead and just make an attack roll for funsies.
Okay.
Natural one.
It's a 12. Is it just like a plus my
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, just your whatever plus.
Then it's plus 9, 21.
Alright, yeah. Turns to spider goop that then just kind of vanishes.
I go, "Dane! Killed your spider friend."
So much for letting it ride.
It was going to go with us, but then Caligas said that they for sure know that we've seen it, but they don't care. So let's make them care.
What? At that, I'm going to turn and like scan the forest, make sure there's not anything like creeping through the trees toward us at this moment.
I pull my pants down and moon the forest.
All right.
Just
So
kidding.
It's a Rondon move.
Yeah.
perception with disadvantage from you, Dane.
Okay.
Performance check from you, Quensing.
Oh, I was joking.
Too late now. You gotta do the roll.
That would be so funny.
On my perception check with disadvantage, I rolled a natural 20 and a 2.
Ooh.
Yikes.
So 11 is my perception.
All right. Not terrible, but you don't pick up any figures or anything, any kind of sign that there's anyone near you. At this point, with that roll, there's nothing that you can really discern at this moment other than just the immediate area. Nothing of interest catches your eye.
Then as we're finishing up, getting ready to make ready, and make way, and go, and be on the ready go.
Just because we're going to get going and ready to make ready, and we're
Exactly.
good to make good.
I'm going to ritual cast water walk again for the sake of trudging through the mud.
Sure. All right, so the 10 minutes pass without issue. The spell is cast. Eventually, everyone exits Rondon's kitchen as the food is eaten and the utensils are cleaned. You pick up your kitchen, Rondon, and everyone goes back to the cart as Alcaist is now hooking the horses back up. And you begin your journey northward.
I'll be homeward bound in time.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do besides just go?
I'd like to start an a cappella group.
All right, so you
I would
put
like
some
to
flyers
join
out in the forest, and you hope to get some responses.
Puts up a flyer on the most immediate tree.
I- I can't remember what he says, but it reminded me of the scene in Shrek when he rips off the flyer and he's like, "Not in my swamp." You know what I'm talking about? He like rips the
Vaguely.
flyer up. No, okay.
I don't remember, but it's been forever since I've watched Shrek. So
Well, it's on Hulu.
There we go.
It's a good thing to fall asleep to.
not that we're promoting them or anything.
But Shrek, if you want to sponsor us, that'd be great.
That would be pretty cool. Anyways, so that whole endeavor took about 30 minutes. So I'm marking that down.
Okay. I want to be adamant that we are vigilant.
Perfect. So, as you depart from your current location, Alcaeus riding in the front, if you are making a perception check or being vigilant, you'll need to ride in front with him.
Are we able to just kind of all camp on top?
Sure. You guys will be soaked, but if you guys don't care.
Yes, I'm not worried.
Gotcha.
But I can't speak for anybody else.
Dude,
You guys
what
have been
the
wet
heck?
for like a day and a half now, so
Right.
it's going to start to matter at some point.
I wish I would have thought of that while preparing spells. But, you know.
Yeah, the time knife. We've all seen it.
Yeah. What I was saying before I saw the time knife. So yeah, I'll be vigilant and let them dry off.
All right. So who is riding in the? Is anyone riding in the front? Or okay, you're riding in the front. All right.
Especially if someone else is willing to look out the back window.
Hey, Brandon, question. Can I Naruto this? Like, be in the trees running alongside the cart? I got acrobatics.
You do have acrobatics, but it's a little different than keeping up with the speed of the horses. This is like jumping from tree to tree for like an extended period of time. It's
So-
much different than, keeping up with the cart by just walking. So
Sure.
you'll get tired pretty easily. I would say you won't be able to go. It'll tire you out much quicker, is what I'll say.
Okay.
So if there's any travel to be had on foot, you'll be at a disadvantage at that point.
Okay, I'll ride on the back then.
Okay.
And then the only other note going into travel is that every 50 minutes I'll have to recast water walking because that will only last an hour.
Okay.
And I want the horses to be not sticking in mud.
Ah, gotcha. Very good point, actually. So then, you depart. Dane, make a perception check with disadvantage.
I
I give
guess.
myself guidance.
Yeah.
And if I'm looking out the back to help, like, that cancel out his disadvantage.
No, you'd make your separate roll.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good. That's 27.
Okay. And what is it without the guidance?
24.
Okay.
29.
Because one very important part of the spell is that it only lasts for a minute, so you get enhanced perception for that minute, and then the rest of it is the other one.
I guess for those prolonged things, since it's kind of like I in my head, it's like almost like a not a tick, but like as I'm focusing, it's like a fidget that I'm just kind of doing it, which is I guess that's been my imagination for like prolonged things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of
The only thing that conflicts with that is that every time you do that, it's an action, which distracts you from the perception check.
got it. Okay,
Does that make sense?
I got you. I'll abide.
I do concur.
I refuse to discuss my Fifth Amendment rights until I have concurred with your attorney.
Sora!
There it is.
All right. So,
We should play a game at the end of this and be like, hey, everybody who's ever watched our show, not at the end of this episode, but at the end of this campaign, and be like, go back and find all the times Drew yelled Sora.
That means we also have to go back and find them so that we know how many
Nope,
there are.
that's why we're assigning them.
Okay.
Whoever
just
has...
pretend that you know, and then accept whatever answer is given to you.
Exactly.
They're going to hear this.
I counted
Cut
every
that
single
out.
word they said.
Cut this out from the VOD.
Anyway, perception checks.
And
Yes.
now we're-
Rondon, what'd you get on your perception check?
Oh, let me roll that.
Go for it. This is disadvantage.
Yep. Well, natural one, so I don't see anything.
It's with disadvantage, so you roll again.
Oh yeah, let me double roll.
All right.
I mean, my perception's 0, so like any roll is garbage.
You a perceptor, dog.
So you try to look out the back window, but the rain, even though it's a little bit lighter than what it was before, it's like creating like all of these strange warps in your vision.
I'm just fogging the back window up because I'm just too close.
Oh,
Just,
sure. I can't see anything.
this is bullshit.
All right, and Dane, as you and Alcaeus are driving forward, let's go ahead and move you guys. I guess, which way do you want to go? Do you want to go... here, let me pull the map up a little bit more. Or pull it down.
I tried to scroll on the map on the stream and not like the tab I have open of the like the Tarrasque.
Right.
All right, so which direction would you guys like to go? Do you want to go to the top hex or the top right hex?
I want to go where there's strangers like me.
Can you show me?
Oh, man. I love that Phil Collins reference.
Going top left would take us like into the foothills, right?
Exactly, yep.
So I say we keep heading north because we still got to get above Emal.
What, Tyler?
I just heard Drew make a weird laugh noise and then
Oh, yeah.
I was doing that really fast and then watching it on stream.
oh, okay.
Why?
Let's try to focus, guys.
It's like a blur.
What is up with sorry. The Nightbot is like censoring my sister.
What?
I was gonna wait till after to say something.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, do we answer the question? North. I say it's just north.
North. Okay. All right. So you guys begin to head north as I discipline Nightbot here. All right. Let's go ahead and move to the north. So that'll take you guys 2 hours of travel there. Let me go ahead and mark that here for you. Boom, boom. I feel like this is a little too mystical here. Let's do this one.
Wonder where. What are we at for days before our curating sale?
Here we go. Currently, it's the 27th. It is about to be the 28th. You guys are at about...
Didn't we just start travel on the 20th?
Was it?
Or I guess we travel overnight. So if the day rolls over at midnight, we're like the end of the day on the 27th right now.
Exactly. Yep. It's you guys are at 21 and a half hours.
Got it. This weird reverse schedule is weird.
Yeah.
So, how far away are we from the sale?
Soon to be 2 days.
Okay.
It starts on the 30th. We're coming up on midnight of the 28th.
That's right.
Okie dokie.
Yep. All right, so nothing really happens at this time. You continue forward. Well, actually, your movement is slowed because you guys haven't found a path yet. So that would be a little twice as long here. All right, from this point on, do you guys want to head north again or to the right?
I guess my instinct is north, straight north once more, and then the next one will go northwest.
All right.
If that, I mean, good? Question mark?
Yeah.
All right. Nightbot has officially been killed.
R.I.P. Nightbot.
R.I.P. Nightbot, you were being weird, so we killed you. All right, so, and then as you guys head northward again, that's another 4 hours of travel. From there, you're coming up on the end of the night here. You've got about 3 hours left of moonlight. And let's see, you guys still haven't found a road as of yet, unfortunately. And so as you guys come upon this time, if you continue to travel, you could travel for one more hex before the moonlight would actually take over or be gone completely.
That works for me. Again, if we're good pushing into the night, the day night.
Day night.
All right,
Yeah,
so
that's-
northwest, or sorry, northeast or north?
North. Right?
It's up to you guys.
Is it possible for you to ping on the map where our destination is?
Yeah. Let me just.
Because I don't have a concept of where we're actually
the fuck
going.
out.
Are we heading towards Fort Varus?
That's right.
Oh, it's. I see it way up there now. I had to zoom out more.
Which is right here.
That's much farther away than I thought.
Hilk. So what do we got? We got one, two.
And we're going on. Is this our factoring in the 2 days we spent, or one full day in the lake?
Mm-hmm.
This is our third day of travel, or fourth?
This is now technically your fourth, I think.
Not counting the day that we spent stationary at the lake, right?
Where's Tenebrium?
That is.
Way north. It's like northwest.
That's all the way up here.
Oh. Okay.
It's that northernmost center island.
Yeah, I see it now. I thought it was over by these Peregrine Peaks, but eventually we got to go there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I suppose we should rest and then pick up our journey. Right? 2 more hours is what we had.
Yeah, we're going to one more hex.
All right. And you guys are heading north then? Is that what the consensus was?
As if we go northwest, will we avoid that double river?
Looks like it. We'd have to
So,
go.
yeah, so it depends. If you guys go this way, you guys will have to cross through Imal, which is the tribe of Larkin. Or the Larkin people, right? If you guys
that's
go...
like Pip's people, right?
Exactly, yep. You'll have to cross the Wolfwater River, but I'll say that, Dane, you know that there is a bridge here.
Okay.
But this part of the river is closer, just based off of where you're coming from. But you'll have to cross through Imal for that.
Right.
So Dane knows that there's a bridge there, but he wouldn't be familiar on whether or not there's a bridge to Imal.
Correct.
Okay. It might be worth going through Imal.
So I think we have a couple of things to drop off. I also just wondered if we could get a ship out of Everton. Would that save us much time?
Probably.
Going by boat?
If we go over to Everton,
Mhm.
get there end of the day or end of the night at our next travel.
What does Dane know about Everton?
Everton is a pretty small town, much like Berkshire and the surrounding towns around it. There is, lumber for trade, since it is on the edge of the Shattered Channel here. Mm-hmm. It has some fishing. However, it's not really a port town. You wouldn't really find many boats docking there. I mean, except for maybe privately owned boats or whatnot. But it doesn't have like a proper port like Cause Quest would, or
Sure.
let's see.
Looks like there's one up at Fort Varus.
That's correct. Yep.
So we can have trade.
So if I guess just role playing this, if Everton is a small town, and Imal is also a small town, it might be worth dropping off what we need to in Imal, and then seeing if perhaps they have a way to help us travel north through the water.
Aye.
Either way,
that's-
neither seems to be a port city, correct?
Right.
Right. If there's no ships out of Everton, then it may not be worth. It's not worth the detour going that far east.
Hopefully we can find a bridge going into Emal. Wait, do we know Emal's there? Because I'm just talking about it like I know it's there. My bad.
If anything, you would be the one that would be the most familiar, having the what is it? The cartographer tools.
Okay.
So you would know of its existence, but not necessarily anything about it. Dane,
Sure.
you would have heard that there was the tribe there.
I mean,
Not
at
necessarily.
one point we were planning on going there.
That's right.
Right.
Yep.
That was one of our planned stops until the person who lived there died.
Yeah. And so.
She deed.
True.
Good. Oh yeah.
But yeah, so you would know about it. I mean, it's close enough in the region that people talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Quan saying having some cartography tools and mapping at your disposal, you would have heard about it.
Okay. Seems like we're close enough to Emal. It might
Yeah.
be worth stopping.
Let's head northwest.
All right. So then, northwest.
Towards Emal.
Perfect. So that moves you guys there, and then at this point,
This map is so heckin' dope.
Yeah.
at this point, the veil descends once more. At this point, we can go ahead and, just for the sake of brevity, just go ahead and everyone give me a round of perception checks.
Okay.
With disadvantage or advantage or regular.
At this point in the day, it has stopped raining.
Okay.
Would anyone like
Some
to speak with Projekt?
What?
Would either of you like to speak with Projekt?
Sure.
I once tried to send Eric to Finnan's dreams, but Finnan doesn't sleep, I suppose. And I can't dream, so I don't know if the spell would work on me, but I can target Kretchik and send one of you to speak with her while she sleeps.
Well, because I'll have to rock, paper, scissors, Kwanzaa thing for it, I guess.
If you would like to go, Rondon, you can. I can show up in her dreams or end up in her nightmares.
That's actually an option that you have. You can appear monstrous and actually deal damage to her brain.
That was me playing on the the fact that she's scared of me. Okay?
Aye, but you can actually, it's a real mechanical thing that you can do.
I look at Pickles and I go, please stop him.
No, you can do it. Trust me.
He goes, I can't. He has me under a spell.
Wait,
Pickles is charmed by me and my allies for the first 30 days that he's awakened. That's just part of it.
oh, nice.
I don't know if I can, like, hey, like, we're chill. Like, don't worry about it. It's just, it's written in the awaken spell.
Got it.
I'll say if you want to, you can release him from that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess I would have never intended to charm him. He's kinda,
Okay.
hey.
So you
And then
release
Pickles
it.
starts-
You release that. He grabs you from behind and says, "Kill him, Kwanzaa! Kill him!" I'll hold him down.
I grab my axe, like, oh, what?
oh, we were joking. Okay, hey. And he like pats you with his hoof on your shoulder.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
This is gonna cause so many problems. I'm so excited. Dude, I am just. This is Kwanzaa laughing as well. This is just hilarious. Like before, I was just feeding him pickles, and now he has this weird personality. It's like everything I ever dreamed of.
It's like he's awake.
Yeah, Pickles is chaotic as fuck.
Well, look who he spends all his time with.
Yeah.
It's straight up Rick and Morty, dude. Like this.
He's pickle. Doesn't have the same ring to it.
Nope. All right. So at this point, what were your perception checks, guys?
23.
Okay.
Did either of you want to do
Nice.
the dream thing?
I guess I'll just have the conversation with Dan. Like, hey, I'll do it. What should I say? What should I tell her?
Well, don't tell her where we're at. But
Hey, bitch, we're coming for it. We're almost at him all. I mean, we're definitely at Fort Ferris waiting for you, bitch.
yeah,
I hope you know we're ahead of you. You thought you'd get us. We're gonna get you, idiot.
Dane, what'd you get?
26. No,
All right.
I'm sorry, 28.
28, and then Rondon?
19. Which is about as high as I can get it without it, being natural 20.
I think that's literally as high as you can get without it being a natural 20, right?
I don't know. I could roll a D100.
All
Get
right.
more.
The night goes on unimpeded, and you take to your rest as Dane, you prepare the dream spell, correct?
Yes. Which takes 1 minute to cast. And then whenever you're ready, Rondon.
I'm already passed out. Just
I wake him up.
All right.
That's not how it works. I'm sorry.
okay. I'll do it your way.
All right, sit up. Cross your legs. Put your hands above your head,
Okay.
like this.
Okay.
And then I need you to just open your mouth like you're yawning and hold it in that position as long as you can. And I'll just sit there. And I'll sit there. And after about 15 seconds, I'll put him in the trance.
All right, perfect.
Spell. Targeting Kretchik.
There you go.
She surprisingly doesn't have to sleep. That was all for nothing.
Yeah. So, Rondon, you close your eyes. And it is as if suddenly your body falls through the ground itself. The cart falls away, and you're drifting within darkness, just blackness, falling backwards until this kind of beautiful, iridescent sky graces your vision. You can see these beautiful fields, these wonderful forests, all with this kind of iridescent and pearlescent sheen to them. And you fly through the sky, the spell guiding you toward your desired destination, until you come upon this sort of barrier of these black, jagged kind of almost like spires with this red aura emanating from them. And you cross over into a land that is desolate and gnarled. There are clouds of rolling thunder off in the distance, and you can see that the sky glows this vibrant red with this these lightning flashes that seem to excuse me.
Lightning flashes that seem to excuse me.
Sorry. You can cut this out from the video later. Kima,
Excuse me.
Kima's toy was stuck in the wheel and she was just constantly, like, scratching at it.
Oh.
But yes, these lightning flashes that seem to accentuate the crimson in the sky. And suddenly you land upon this cracked and desolate area where you find this almost like a glimmering red shard on the ground. You reach out to grasp it, and suddenly you are within what you can only assume to be the dream of Projekt. You can see her sitting down at a table. This kind of very thin, black table. Very, I guess, like gothic in its appearance, and everything around her. She appears to have like this outdoor kind of patio set that she sits at and drinks tea on. And she looks over to you in some kind of silent recognition. Yeah, she raises an eyebrow.
I'm gonna walk over and I'm assuming there's a chair next to her,
Sure. Mm-hmm.
and
Just as a quick
Excuse me.
point,
Mhm.
you can shape this
okay,
however you want. Images, landscapes, I'm
perfect.
assuming
That's
furniture.
cool. I'm glad you told me because have so many questions, but that answers all of them. Anyways, so I'm gonna pull up right next to her, just kind of manifest my own kind of cup right in front of me, and I was like, "Are you gonna pour me? You're gonna be rude and not pour me a cup of tea?"
She smiles and waves her hand, and the tea pours itself.
Thank you.
Is there a reason why you're visiting me in my dream?
Oh, absolutely. Just want to let you know you can't escape. Can't escape us. Can't escape your fate either. Unfortunately.
I
For
think
you.
you misunderstand that I am not running from you. I'm merely
No.
going somewhere.
Oh yeah. Where are you running to then?
That is something for me.
Uh,
Not
I-
for you.
I figured as much. I mean, you are a being of many mysteries, but we are ones to get answers out of those mysteries. I mean, I'm not a man of many words either. Sorry.
I love
But,
this.
but I also just want to let you
You
know
are a mystery. And we like
I'm-
to get answers.
I'm not eloquent.
I
I'm
love
just
it.
strong.
No, I love it.
But you know, just as a warning for your fate that's coming. You know, you do look like a bug to us, and I'm just gonna kind of just manifest myself bigger, just growing slowly. And you know, I do have some giant magic to me as I'm still growing. Like your fate is at the bottom of my boot, and I'm just gonna grow monstrous and just kind of stomp.
Okay, so she needs to make a wisdom save, is that right, Dan?
Yeah, that's a specific thing. You make yourself monstrous, and she has to make a wisdom saving throw.
What?
26.
That's
Man.
a success.
I think she's wise.
Yeah, this is just more for intimidation for me.
I mean but that ends it. Once you like make that thing, it's done.
All right. So then at that point, as you bring your foot down, you can see that the very last image is her kind of furrowing her brow and smiling as though like she doesn't quite understand like how you're supposed to be intimidating, and suddenly the spell ends.
Yeah, that's me. This is what you get.
Seeing Rondon kind of returning from the trance, it didn't take long. Did you get any information from her?
Absolutely none. Maybe we should have sent Quan staying in.
Quan saying, tomorrow I'm sending you.
That is so funny.
but I did threaten her life. And I stepped on her. Yeah. I'm gonna go to bed now.
What the heck? That's
I'm glad to know that works. That's good. Finn kind of shook my confidence a bit.
dude. I am dead right now. I'm just like.
If we did this earlier, then I might have the brain power to.
That was. You did everything you could, bro.
Yep. And yeah, that's all I got for this rest period.
All right. So then, as the watch passes, you don't notice any change, any kind of goings on that would draw your attention. But as you complete the rest and you take the time to wait for the moon to rise again, it eventually comes upon that hour once again.
Unto him all.
Say so.
Say if we hurry, we can arrive before the moon sets again.
Let's do it.
And I'll give everyone a good berry off of the Apexis flora.
All right.
To
Yeah.
I
save on
feel-
the cooking time.
I feel so full, Dane. I ate 2 good berries.
Rondon, where'd you get the second good berry? I've only got enough for each of us.
Oh no.
Although I suppose I don't have to count the horses because they have their own feed in a large quantity that I bought. So
Yes.
um,
All right. So you guys are heading north then, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
We gotta try and find a bridge.
All right. So as you guys are progressing, I would say whoever would like to go ahead and just make a survival check.
I hate Rondon shit.
I wasn't thinking about it. Sorry, go on.
Take you about 2
Right.
hours to get there.
Yeah, I got a +4 to survival with
He's a
proficiency.
survivor.
He's not going to give up.
Does Dane know that this river's coming up today?
I would say yeah.
Okay. Then I am going to re-prepare that set of spells that I used last time.
Okay.
So I got a 17 +4, so 21.
Gotcha. So, as you guys travel, Rondon, you are keeping a lookout as you guys approach the river. And at this point, as you kind of begin to scout along the river's edge, you actually do find a bridge. Though it is not a conventional kind of human-made or it doesn't seem as well crafted. It appears as though it is like made out of like raw materials, like logs and whatnot. It could serve as a bridge. However, the cart, given its immensity, there may or may not be some danger there, hauling it across this kind of unprofessionally made crossing point.
So I guess my first thought is there a way that me and Dane could help secure down this bridge to kind of reinforce it? That's what I'm trying to say. Reinforce this bridge to help the cart get across.
You could straight up add to it if you wanted to. Like,
Yeah.
put to work like your skills as wood carvers and wood makers, like wood cutters.
Yeah. So yeah, like just like kind of like take some of the timber in the local area, just kind of reinforce like some weak structural points of it to help like with the weight distribution, etc. Engineering shit, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. So, I would say for the both of you, you can make your tools proficiencies check with however way you think you could add to this check. So you would choose any ability score you want and add your proficiency score to it, but you have to explain to me how you're adding to this bridge and how that ability score contributes to it.
So, I'd like to, I guess, go for nature. Just kind of scoping out the local trees to find more harder woods to kind of help reinforce the base, so that there isn't like so much flex, and then
Sure.
along with that, kind of like further rope together those like logs and rope together the logs to again make everything more dense and tight.
Sure. And you, Dane?
For the strength and carrying capacity increase, I'm going to use a centaur wild shape.
Okay.
And then I guess I was planning on felling something and packing more in.
Just kind of helping like fill in the gaps and all that.
Sure. So, Rondon, you make a nature check.
All right.
And Dane, I'll just say that you make a strength check with adding your proficiency.
Okay. Is this a thing I can give myself guidance on?
Not as a centaur.
That's right. Good point. Thank you. Rolling dice. Yeah.
So I got a 19 for nature.
Okay.
12 for strength.
Okay. You spend the next 4 hours or so getting the materials, hauling them, bringing out your workshop to cut them up and make the pieces, along with, grabbing other materials like rocks and, clay and whatnot, and, hammering them with nails and fortifying this bridge. With those checks, it may or may not work out in your favor, but at least you have contributed somewhat to the structural integrity of it. At this point, we'll have to see how it plays out, but at the very least, you have a better chance now than you did at the very start. It is now the 29th day of Kythorn, as it is midnight.
One day away from that sale, which means the next episode is going to be a shopping episode.
All right. And so, will you attempt to cross?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, as the horses proceed, their hooves meet the surface of the wood. Eventually, the wheels are kind of like turning slowly over like the crevices of the logs that are making this bridge, and the cart kind of begins to hop up and down. And you can see that some of the wood kind of begins to lose its structure. Yes.
I would like to use the ring of telekinesis to apply up to 1,000 pounds of pressure to one side, wherever it seems to be shifting. It's kind of press back in and trying to hold it there and support that.
So I'll make this check with advantage then.
Okay.
To see if it holds. That was a 2 and a 16.
Ooh.
Yikes.
So, as the cart crosses the bridge, you can see that as Dane, you're holding out your fist, the ring of telekinesis kind of holding the bridge together. The weight is unloaded from the bridge as it crosses to the other side, and you can see that part of the bridge, some of the logs that were being held together kind of like collapse in on themselves, and the bridge is, it would be, a little bit harder to pass on foot, but it's not completely destroyed. It would have, however, thrown your cart into the river to be swept away by the current. However, you have passed and you have crossed the bridge, and your adventure leads you past Imal, and that's where we'll pick up next time.
Rad.
That was a close one.
Yeah.
We dead.
Yeah. Almost. We almost did.
We almost did.
All right. That was fun, guys.
You're fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah. You're a meatball.
That's
Thanks.
rude.
All right. So, we shall return in 2 weeks' time. Hopefully with Mike. Is he back next week?
Um,
On Saturday, maybe.
I think it was originally probably not Friday, maybe Saturday. And if I remember him talking 2 weeks ago correctly, it's now for sure Saturday and probably Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll have to double check on them.
Yeah.
But
Hopefully with Mike.
Hopefully with Mike. If not, we'll just roleplay the stuff off screen for the Curator's Realm with him.
sure.
But yes, we've enjoyed having you. Those of you who are still here. Those of you who stopped by. And those of you who watch our stuff after the fact. We appreciate all of you. Thank you very much for joining us this week. We shall return to continue the journey toward Fort Varus as I zoom out on this map to show you exactly how fucking large Primaris is. Hopefully you'll get there soon and unscathed, and hopefully Kretchik won't interfere with your journey. But in the meantime...
Especially now that Rondon threatened her.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to step on you, idiot.
Yeah. So, anyways, if you like the artwork they see down in the corner over on this side, that is done by Donnie Durdunkleton. You can find him at Donnie Durduncle on Instagram, Twitter, wherever the socials are, as well as other portrait art is by both Maili Taniguchi. You can find her at Tanny Mechi on Instagram, and Stephanie Brown with Offbeats Worlds. Give them a follow, give them a like, and if you want artwork commissioned by them, do it. They're excellent. As well, you can find us on our socials, which is flowpage. Oh, I should remember this. I am a big dummy. Flow.page/RNG Presents, or, we're at RNG Presents pretty much everywhere. So check us out there. And as always, you can see what Drew is doing with his gaming page on Facebook, and that is AVG Crook, CROOK. Give him a follow, check him out, what he's doing. He's playing Fortnite, COD, every now and then, whatever.
Just about anything.
So check him out, support him, support small pages. And large ones too, if you want to guess, but it's more cooler if you support small pages.
Support who you want to support.
So, as well, our sponsor of the week was
Pants.
Like shorts, but longer.
And also a callback to last night, which will be a week ago for podcast listeners, but Boy Hero doing the emo thing in 2021.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
Speaking of Boy Hero, we haven't done this in a while, and so I'll do it real quick because I have the feed up. We just want to give a shout out to all of our new followers and just re-mention that we have a 60 follower goal. We are currently at 52, I believe. And so I want to thank I Am Boy Hero, Kilmar Knock, 1285, Hishkins, Sellers J 4316, Alaris, Blackhoof, Moose on Fire 88, Corabri, Beloved Death 1, Corthane, Pyrochick, Alan AL. We got to do these when they happen. ALMB. It's Mr. Bogus, Lenny 9172, Undead Jester, and TC Hayes, which I know what it actually is, but it looks like Hayes.
Okay.
And I wasn't gonna say it because that's family.
Anyway,
So,
Thank
you,
you all.
everyone.
Thank you all for stopping by. Farewell.
We're supporting our small little stream.
Yes, thank you. And have a pleasant tomorrow.